are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internet, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I'm not sure where to start. First of all, we got Trump's big, beautiful ballroom. $250 million right on the dot. No taxpayer money involved. $250 million. Now, there's been plenty of other renovations that were paid for by you, the taxpayer, including Barack Obama's basketball court, which cost more than that many years ago. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, there was a potential mass shooting at Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson Airport that was thwarted by, number one, his vigilant family saying, hey, he has a mental episode right now, please go get him. And also the police out there in Georgia, Cartersville, about an hour north of Hartsfield-Jackson, and the police right there, APD, East Point, College Park, the airport police, etc. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, EBT worries. Will EBT be cut off November the 1st? Will it be funded? If it's not, well, you know what? I'm going to say that I think it will be funded. But if it's not funded, who's to blame? Democrats for shutting the government down for all these weeks because they want to give illegal aliens access to health care. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, the No Kings protest brought out some really, really interesting individuals. A lot of racism, a lot of the other obics opes in this they accuse us of on the right. We'll talk about all those things and a whole lot more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for here. Thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. There is quite a bit going on. The whole thing with the White House ballroom is hilarious. That is the funniest thing in the world. They lie so much, misrepresent things so much. They act like there's never been any kind of renovation, never been any kind of addition, never been any kind of anything at the actual White House. Talk about grasping for straws. And the thing about it is, it's like they do it on purpose. They put this stuff out there. They know we're going to take it and destroy it. So I don't even understand what the purpose of all of it is. You know that we know you're lying about the White House, about renovations. The East Wing and West Wing at one point didn't even exist. At one point, it was just the White House, just the iconic building. It was just that. All the other stuff got added later. Okay. And plus, there's been changes to the actual White House building in the center itself. They've changed the lawn. They've changed the garden. They've changed a lot of different things at the White House over the years. It was built in 1792. So you would think, over the course of 200 and about 200 and a lot of years that they would have done something to change it. They would have added to it. They would have taken away from it if necessary, done some maintenance, done some reconstruction, done some new construction. Of course, why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't they do that? This just makes common sense. I mean, there are not many buildings built at that point in history that still stand to this day with no renovation. Now, some are going to point to the pyramids. It's like, okay, we got a pile of rocks with no infrastructure that we can see versus you got this building that has plumbing and heating and cooling and all type of stuff. Come on. You have the grounds. You have the fact that Washington, D.C., a lot of that was built on old swampland and they got fill up under it. So you got to buttress stuff. It's a lot of things that got to be done to these buildings. You can't just leave a building standing and then act like it's going to be there forever. You know, the funniest thing, people say, hey, why would you build a ballroom for $250 million when you're going to be gone? It's like, you don't understand what it means to upgrade your house before you sell it. Okay, if you upgrade your house, not even to sell it, but just in general, you're living in a place. First of all, you want to maintain your property. That's number one, because properties will require maintenance. Okay. First thing. Second thing is called upgrading. I just did a whole lawn renovation in the front of my yard by myself. I planted a tree, shrubs, and I totally tore apart the grass and I put new seed down. No side, straight seeds and mushroom compost with 5 cubic yards topsoil. I got kind of a small yard. It ain't that big. But why am I doing that? Because I live here. I may not be here forever, but I live here right now. Why wouldn't I upgrade it? Especially in the case of President Trump. He's not doing it with taxpayer money. And that's a really big and important thing to understand. This is not taxpayer money that's going into it. It's privately funded. And you don't need congressional approval to do a thing with private funding if you are the president. When it comes to renovation, you could do a renovation with private funding that's totally within your purview as a president of the USA. Now, if you wanted to get taxpayer money, that'd be different. Now you got to ask Congress, and they have to, quote unquote, ask us, because that's our money that you're going to be spending. Like kind of like they do with these spending bills, right? That they ask us about, and they're spending 1,100 billion, trillion, quadrillion dollars on Ukraine, Israel, everything else, right? Anyway, they got to come to us for that. But for this, it's no problem. It's all good. Why wouldn't you want a charitable donation upon someone's exit that'll help us with global diplomacy? You can host state dinners. You can have 700 people in there comfortable. To me, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. It makes more sense than a basketball court that Mr. Barack Obama built for him in. I don't want to say, listen, I don't want to call that dark-skinned dude he was with every day his boyfriend. I'm just saying, where is the equivalent of Reggie that any other president has had? I mean, look, where is the equivalent of a Reggie? Can I show you guys Reggie right quick? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. Okay, hold on. And y'all just let me know, you know what I'm saying, if I'm off point here or what's going on. Okay, we got to see Reggie. All right, there we go. Boom. Reggie Love is his name. That's funny. So, when's the last time any other president had a guy that was like right next to him all the time? Was this guy elected? Who is he? A personal assistant? Like, what's going on? And then they brought another dark-skinned black dude home from the White House who was the cook, and he mysteriously dies at his house right off the property in some water. Oh, okay. But just tell me that that's a heterosexual man and ain't nothing else going on. Okay. All right. So he builds a basketball court for more than the ballroom costs. Maybe he wants some midnight basketball with him and Reggie. Okay. Maybe you want to get dunked on right quick by this big 6'4" looking dude right here. Anyway, I'm doing too much too early, but y'all know what's going on. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all ain't gotta. I'm preaching to the choir right now, so y'all already know what's happening. I'm just saying the ballroom, it ain't no big deal. It's actually a really good thing because it'll benefit us as Americans in the future, and it won't cost us, the taxpayer, any money. I'd much rather Trump pay for that with private donations and his own money than to use my money to just go do random things in the world, start wars for no reason. I'd rather him spend money, his own money, on that, a donation to us as a country. Thank you. I appreciate it. You don't have to do it. You're not going to be here to enjoy it, but I appreciate it regardless. So yeah, shout out to the ballroom and shout out to the EBT cards. Hey, hopefully everybody gets their money. You know what? I'm going to say this. I hope that everybody gets the EBT money. You know, I talk a lot about the EBT benefits being abused, but the reality is you got 40 million people on it. So there's a bunch of people, unfortunately, who have been conditioned to be on these programs. And I ain't talking about the elderly. Of course, if you disable elderly, you gotta be able to get some help if possible in this country. Again, if possible. If we have no money and we can't support ourselves, then that's something else. But if we're able to, then yeah, help the elderly and truly disabled. Now, if you just fat for no reason and lay on your hind parts all day and you're not really disabled, then I don't count you as needing those monies. If you could get out there and work, you got to get out there and work. If you just refuse to work, like I see people all the time and say, you know what? I like being lazy. I like sitting on my hind parts. I like not working. Why would I work? The government take care of me. Those people need to go to work. But again, if you got 40 million people hooked on it, it's like you're going to cause civil unrest if you just take everybody. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, they were afraid about Social Security checks not going out. They still going out. Things are still going as planned for the most part. And again, this is the Democrats doing this. How long has the shutdown been? What, like 21 days? Let me ask you a question. Have you guys seen a really big drop in the quality of life since the government shut down? I'm just asking. Have you guys seen a big drop in quality of life in this country since the government shut down? It's been about, 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks? Now, will we not see it for a long time? Do we need to have the EBT situation really hit for us to see a drop? As of right now, I'm just asking y'all, have you guys seen the drop in quality of life in this country as a result of the government shutdown over the past 2 or 3 weeks? How long has it been? Let me make sure I'm saying the right thing here. Okay, how long has the government been shut down? And the answer is, okay, can I get the answer without a bunch of ads? That'd be nice. So October the 1st? Man, look, all right. It's been a while. They're not trying to give you an answer right away. 3 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks. So I guess it was October the 1st. They say it's like the second longest in history. Has it been a really big drop in the quality of life? I'm not really sure. Royal Squishy says, I get no free stuffs. Hey, man, that's unfortunate. Fire Machine says, I haven't seen many game wardens on the lakes. Half Orc Monk says, I work for a living, so no, the shutdown has no effect on my life. Jennifer says, nada. Mauricio says, I haven't noticed a thing. Anthony says, the EBT business better be sorted out. Hey, man. Yeah, because there's too many people hooked on these things. If the EBT doesn't come, they're not going to know what to do at all. They're going to be totally just lost. Totally lost. So for their sake, I hope that they're able to get it together. But ultimately, what needs to happen is people got to be able to take care of themselves. They can't rely upon the government for everything. And if they're relying upon the government, things like this can happen because, okay, it's like relying on AI. Well, that might be a little bit different. But there's times where you're not able to get certain things that you think you are entitled to if there's any kind of political upheaval, any kind of civil unrest, government shutdown. What are you going to do during those times? When you're totally dependent upon the government, you can't do anything for yourself. There's some people in this country that sit in their bed all day. They're 500 pounds at best. I saw a video of a guy being cherry picked out of his house. Like they had to get the actual machine, hook it up to his bed, and lift him out of his apartment like that. Like he's some cargo or something like this. Like they're moving the piano into his 5th floor apartment. That's kind of the way it was. That kind of guy right there, government benefits all day long. When you see people like 800-pound life or whatever it's called, I'm exaggerating the weight, but 800-pound life, when you see them, you're wondering, how did they afford all this food? You see them on there with a server's tray that you would normally have beers and plates of food to serve to multiple tables. They would have that full of their quote unquote breakfast. It's like, okay, at this point, if you're eating that much food, that is no longer called breakfast. That's called your first feeding. It's a feeding. You have feedings scheduled throughout the day. First feeding, second feeding, you might got about 5 to 6 feedings of this amount of food in this big server tray. How can you afford all that food? Government benefits. Oh, I'm disabled. I got this and I got that and I got a bad back and I got gangrene and I got a bum leg and the bum eye and this, that, and the third. Okay, can I get $3,000 from the government every month to pay for my food? And then let me get a Section 8 voucher. I'm going to destroy that house because I'm on Section 8 and I don't care. I'm going to destroy your house. The smell going to be crazy. That's going to be a whole tear down. Ain't no amount of paint, ammonia, nothing will get that smell out of that actual house. But I'm going to tear your house up on Section 8. I'm paying $50 a month for rent. I'm getting $3,000 a month for food, and I'm getting free this, free that from the government. That's how they're able to afford to be so big and fat in their bed. They're being subsidized. Their obesity is subsidized by the federal government, which means you and I, the taxpayers in this country. That kind of thing right there has got to stop. No more of that. No more should we subsidize somebody to become 1,000 pounds in their bed. Okay. We can't. So at a certain point, we got to wean off it. It's like drugs. If you are taken off of your opiate derivative, immediately it's going to be withdrawals and you're going to get sick. We're trying to taper you off. Same thing with these benefits. We're trying to taper you off so you're not hooked on them and so you're able to go out there and do something with your life. Now, I fear that some of these humans don't know anything else other than this. And it's multi-generational. You sit in the project building. It'll be the grandmama, the mama, and the daughter all in one project. Well, all they kids. And the kids real bad. The kids are demon spawn. The kids are your future, your future club shooters, your future armed robbers, carjackers, kidnappers. That's them. Because a lot of these kids are just born to keep the gravy train going because they get money for the kids too. It's a thought process. Like, okay, if I have X amount of kids, I'm able to get X amount of money. And I've heard a crazy one where you got certain young ladies who will have kids intentionally by a bunch of different men because they're able to maximize child support for each person. If they have 2 kids by one man, the child support may not be as high as if they had 1 kid by one and 1 kid by the other. They can maximize the amount that the person can afford. So that's an actual strategy. And at a certain point, we're talking about child support, and that system is government too. A lot of states, that money gets paid straight to the government, the state government, and then they give the mother her piece or the full amount, whatever it is. Hey, let there be a fee or some kind of thing that the father owes. Okay, they're going to take the money he pays and take their cut off top and then give her the rest. It's a racket. The state needs the money. The woman or whoever is the recipient needs the money. And it just goes like that. Cycle of dependence. It's not good. It's not good to rob the taxpayer, to rob a father, to rob a mother. It's not good. But at a certain point, you got to get beyond it because it's not going to be sustainable. Not at all. Hey, man, them EBT kids, them kids that are born and they just kind of are allowed to roam free. They get feral. They're like beasts in the wild. And you can't do nothing with them. I saw a video today of a dude getting beat up in Atlanta, which it was kind of dumb. It was kind of his fault, a little teeny bit. But the guy cuts him off. I might show it. The guy cuts him off in the garage. Kind of like it wasn't even the cutoff. The guy's trying to go forward, other guys going this way, and they stop when they almost collide. But the guy gets out of his car, and the other guy gets out of his car just to get beat up. I'm like, what are we doing? And why would you get out of your car and then proceed to just dwell on this guy? Why? What's this feral beast-like mindset? Stay in your car, go about your business. It's not that serious. So yeah, that cycle has got to stop. It must end. But it's got to be a gradual taper because if you end it cold turkey, it's going to be some problems, unfortunately. It is unfortunate. Okay, I see you spamming in the chat, straight drop. You don't got to spam in the chat. That's the easy way to get banned, so don't do that. I put it in the title. I saw what you said. You said at the airport, usual suspect, a white guy. Yeah, I know. I know it feels good to see a white guy do something bad rather than the black guy, right? I know. I understand. I get it. You don't got to keep spamming me though. But I'm glad that guy was able to get caught before he did what he did, because he pulled it right at the terminal, right there at Delta. I've been in that terminal a million times. You pull up right there. You pull up at the terminal, and once you go in, TSA is not right there. It's a little bit further in. So in order for him to have to get his rifle in there and start to shoot people in TSA, it would have been a little bit of a challenge. But you got baggage claim right there. It's a lot of traffic happening right there in general. Not just TSA, but you got baggage claim, people entering the airport, people waiting on their ride, or they just getting dropped off, people going to wherever they got to go in the airport. It's places to eat right there. it would have been a mess. So I'm glad that that guy, his family alerted the police out there in Cartersville, and then the APD or whoever were able to stop him at Hartsfield Jackson. And, you know, the whole usual suspect thing, I get what you're saying. It's a bunch of these white guys doing stuff like this, like these kind of specific things. And I think ultimately it's a mental health issue. We see the same thing with all these guys. We can say that they're white. We can also say they're mentally ill. Some wanted to say that he was a MAGA because he had a Trump meme on his Facebook page. I mean, that's fine, but you could be a MAGA and crazy at the same time too. It's not mutually exclusive. It's not. I promise it's not. We see more of that happening on the left with these crazy people, but some on the right could be crazy too. Craziness has no political affiliation. Although I think that if you're going to be mostly on the left, that's going to kind of induce psychosis, or that might be kind of an apparent sign of it when you want to be a leftist person, especially an extremist wanting to go out there and commit violence. But one thing they got in common, in my humble opinion, is the whole transgender issue. Did you guys see Luigi Mangione got beat up by 7 lady boys in Thailand? Here's my question, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. And dude says, what does EBT stands for? That stands for Electronic Benefits Transfer. And on the EBT card, you get all your government benefits, including food stamps. You get your WIC, that's women, infants, and children. And you also may get child support on the EBT card, depending upon your state, because sometimes the custodial or whoever, the recipient of the child support will get paid that way through the state, because the father pays the state first and the state pays the mother by loading it onto an EBT card. That's kind of how that works. Sometimes the father will pay the mother directly, but it depends on your state. At the end of the day, EBT is kind of a catch-all term for government benefits. And the biggest one of that is going to be SNAP for most people. You got 40 million people that's on it. Okay. But Luigi Mangione gets beat up by 7 lady boys. My question is, why are you out there with the lady boys anyway? Why did they beat you up? Do you think, I got a question for y'all. I ain't going to do a poll, but I'm going to just ask you a question. Do you guys think that Luigi Mangione got beat up by not 1, not 2, not 3, but 7 lady boys in Thailand for no reason? Or was there a reason? And if there is a reason, what's the reason? Is it because he was, you know, being aggressive with them in the club? Maybe he was trying to do something without doing what's necessary to, you know, maybe he was trying to be too, you know, too forward in his advances without ponying up the monies. Maybe there were services rendered and he didn't pay what he owed. I'm just trying to ask, why would you get beat up by 7 lady boys in Thailand? I'm just asking. And if he was trying to do with them romantically, it fits. Another shooter with a transgender. Same thing with Charlie Kirk's shooter. Same thing with this shooter and that shooter and that shooter. Either they're transgender or they are linked to a transgender. There's a pattern. So more of the story is, white guys, please stay away from the transgenders, because, hey, something ain't right. Something ain't right there. Okay, that right there. And you know what? I feel like if they see you on social media talking about Transformers in the positive way as a white dude, you get put on the list. Watch him. Hey, it might go the wrong way. Put him on the list. But anyway, we'll get to that. Luigi Mangione and the White House and a few more things. But hey, there it is. Frankie Bean says he was grabbing too many. He was trying to get too many hot dogs off the stand without paying for the hot dogs on the stand. Okay. Hey, Mangione, leave the hot dogs on the stand. You don't get no chili, no slaw, no mustard, no nothing if you don't pay your $150 like Costco. Okay? Pay your $150 like Costco for the hot dogs on the stand before you just take them. It's simple. And also, before I keep going, the lady boys are men at the end of the day, and they're Thai men. So they might know some Muay Thai. Don't think because that they present as a woman that they won't beat you up. That's one of my rules I have. Never fight an LGBT person, a gay dude. Don't do it. If you can avoid it at all costs, please do it. Run away. Be like, yo, you know what? My fault. Sierra Mist, whatever your name is. I'm sorry. I did not mean to step on your 8-inch heels, your Bozo the Clown shoes. I'm sorry for doing that. Please don't fight me, because what I don't want to do is get knocked out by a dude with a BBL. I'm not trying to have that happen. It'd be very embarrassing. In the future, they're going to play that. Let's say I'm running for office, and then they say, well, look, ABL, ain't this you getting beat up by this 6'8" transformer with a BBL? Ain't that you? I'm good. I am super good. So I'm going to stay away from them. I'm not going to start no trouble. I don't want no smoke. Dude running up on me, talking crazy. You right. My fault. I am. Hey, you know what? I am retarded. I'm so sorry. You got it, boss. I ain't trying to get beat up by no LGBT, but anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. If you enjoy what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We got quite a bit happening here. Hold on, I see a super chat right here I want to read right quick. Kelly says, nails and weave done, ridiculous eyelashes done, name brand clothing, and a lot of times, I'm not sure what that is, a lot of other stuff done too. Kids screeching at me, you can't feed your kids. And you know what? People like that, what can you really do? What can you really do with them? I think, like I said, you got to wean the whole country, the 40 million plus people, Black, white, Puerto Rican, Canadian shark. You got to wean them off of the EBT, because they're going to be like that until they can't be like that. So yeah, go ahead and get rid of all of that. Figure something else out and start it all over again. Okay. and Tara says ABL got beat up Mr. Kiki Boots. Hey, Mr. Kinky Boots will not beat ABL up. I'm going to steer clear. Hey, whatever you say, bro, you know what I'm saying? It's my fault. I apologize. I'm sorry for stepping on your cape, whatever you got going on in your back. I'm so sorry. Don't beat me up. I'm not trying to be Luigi Mangione getting beat up by 7 lady. If you get beat up by lady boys in Thailand, you did something. It's your fault. And you were doing the same thing that other shooters have done. It's no surprise. It's a pattern at this point. And really, whenever I see something like that, Luigi Mangione, and if you don't remember, he shot the United Healthcare CEO and killed him in New York City. Whenever I see something like that, a political hit, an assassination, I'm thinking transgender mental problem, and it's usually always right. It's usually always right. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Also, shout out to you guys for watching. You guys are the very first sponsor. I appreciate y'all for what y'all do. Without you, there is no me. But shout out to the other sponsors of the show. Shout out to PatriotPost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link will always be in the description, or visit PatriotPost.us in your browser. Tell them that ABL sent you. Also, please go to the merch website, ablmerch.com. That'd be, I'm reading the chat. You guys are funny. That'd be ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. Also, please go to the regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website. And for each long form video that I produce, I write an article, and in each article, we got sources from the left, from the right, from the center, from the Democratic, Republican, politically agnostic, local, national, international, whatever you want. I got it right there on the front page of the website, AnthonyBLogan.com. Also, please go to the contact page of the website, AnthonyBLogan.com/contact-us. They'll be able to find my email address, my email address, my UPS box, of course, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X, TikTok. All my links are right there on the contact page of the website, AnthonyBLogan.com/contact-us. And as I always say, if you think you're speaking with me on the interwebs, you're probably not, especially if it did not come from my email address, which is contact@AnthonyBLogan.com. My email's on the website, which is in the link. It's easy to find in case you can't remember. If it doesn't come from that, it's not me. In the YouTube comment, all this, that, and the third, it ain't me talking about they got Bitcoin, the foreign exchange. I don't have access to that. I don't know nothing about that. Y'all know what I say. It's going to be a guy who sounds like this on the phone. Is going to take all of your money. All your hard-earned cash is going to be gone in an instant. You're going to be finished. Your house will be rubbish. It'll be nothing there left for you to take from. You'd be totally famished. So that's not me. Or it'll be a guy over in Eastern Europe sounding like Rocky and Bullwinkle, Ivan Drago, Vladimir Putin, Volodymyr Zelensky. You don't want that type of energy in your life. Or the biggest one, it'd be them Indian dudes. Hello, come again. It'd be one of them that'll rob you clean, smooth, blind. So please, please, please don't do it. Take care of yourself in 2025. We don't got no time for the nonsense. Now, I want to show you guys what's happening with the White House ballroom and look at the area that is being demolished. And we're going to get into the other White House renovations and everything else that's going on. But let's just take a look. This in the center is the OG building that was built in 1792. This is the OG building right here in the center. Now, when the news reported it, they said that the ballroom was going to be bigger than the White House residence. Well, they made it sound like it's bigger than this entire thing that you see in front of you, the entire compound, the entire property. It's not the case. They said this piece right here is being demolished and the whole east wing might be demolished. So this piece is happening right now, and then the rest will happen later. Okay. What they probably would do is have a temporary spot set up because the east wing still does have a purpose. Maybe they might move things to the west wing. I don't know how they're going to do it. But this, at best, is the area that they're going to take away and rebuild within 4 years. They said it'd be done in 2029. Now, that appears to be a long time, but it's not necessarily a long time. We'll get to that in a minute. But $250 million, all private funding, no taxpayer money. I'm going to say that one more time. And I made sure in my video that I made about this to say that within the first 30 seconds. So people who came to learn that fact would learn it right away. This is not being paid for by the taxpayer. It is being paid for by private donations. If you are a taxpayer and you want to contribute to this, that's something else. But your taxpayer money that you pay to the federal government is not being used for that purpose. It's not. It is privately funded. And again, if it was not privately funded, Trump got to go to Congress and ask them to use your money. So the ballroom, it's been needed for a long time. They say for like 100 years, people have been wanting it. So Trump is saying, you know what, let's do it. And it's not even about me. It's about those who come after me, because 29 is not going to be there anymore. They said, and you know, the one thing I keep hearing a lot, they say, who builds something who adds something to their home that they're not going to use, that they're not going to be able to take advantage of. It's like, see, people like that have no concept of being able to maintain society at all, in my humble opinion, because a lot of the roadways, a lot of the projects that we do in this country may not be used in the lifetime of those who are actively building it. Not necessarily. A lot of the research we do, a lot of the things that we do, we're not going to be able to see the end stage of it. And if you have a home or anywhere that you live, you want to, at best, try to not destroy it, but you want to maintain where you live at. Even when I had an apartment, I was painting walls. I was changing out stuff. Like, some things you got to do even in an apartment. And if you got a house, you most certainly got to maintain it and upgrade it throughout the years. If you just let your home deteriorate and become ramshackle, that's not how society is supposed to function. And I'm glad that Trump is doing this, not for himself, but for the future. Now, when Obama did the whole basketball court thing, that was in 2010. He became president in 2008. So he was able to enjoy that for part of his presidency. Him and that dark-skinned dude go out there and play midnight basketball. Hey, him and that dark-skinned dude go out there and play midnight basketball in the basketball court that he built with your money. Okay, and that's something else, though. All the other renovations have been taxpayer monies. Okay. Annie Oakley says, ABL, I want to see President and the First Lady dance in that ballroom. That would be nice. That would be nice. Hopefully, what can happen is 2029, we get a J.D. Vance or someone like him, maybe a Marco Rubio, who would be great as president. Let's have one of them in there. And then for the first event, you invite Trump and Melania, and they have a dance in the ballroom. That'd be fantastic. That's what I want to see. Okay, let's watch some of this news report. And then we're going to get to a few more things I've not shown you in my video. And some sound might help. Let's do that. And RIP in advance to the headphone users. Hold on. I'm reading a super chat right here. Mr. Congeniality says, hey, ABL, my girl's 28th birthday is today. Can I get a birthday shout out for her? Her name is Taylor. We've been together for 6 years. We are out of Flowery Branch, Georgia. Appreciate your work. Well, shout out to you and shout out to Taylor. Happy birthday. Hopefully you enjoy your day, 28 years old. Hey, and enjoy your youth while you're young. Happy birthday, Taylor. And shout out to your boyfriend. Hey, he's a cool dude. You watching me? Y'all watching me together? You guys got a good foundation right there. So shout out to y'all. Let's keep rocking. White House East Wing being demolished for the Trump ballroom. And you know what? Speaking about Melania and President Trump, someone had a great idea. The ballroom should be named the Melania Trump Ballroom. Like the Jackie Kennedy, Jackie Kennedy Rose Garden or whatever. Hey, let this be the Melania Trump Ballroom. I need that to happen immediately.
This morning, demolition day at the White House. Crews tearing down walls as construction for President Trump's 90,000 square foot ballroom ramps up. The president once promised the project would not interfere with the current structure of the White House.
It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's
Hey, Triple H. Hey, it's so crazy to see Triple H in the White House. I mean, only in America.
My favorite.
But bulldozers ripped away portions of the East Wing yesterday. The president hosting an event inside the White House, acknowledging the nearby demolition.
Right on the other side, you have a lot of construction going on, which you might hear.
Hey, Built on the Rock Production says, imagine losing Section 8 and seeing this. But hey, hold on. But didn't I say from the beginning? Didn't I say within the first 30 seconds of my video I did on this, a standalone video, that this is not taxpayer funded? Oh, okay. So if you lost Section 8 and you seeing this, why would you be upset? It's not your money going to the ballroom. It's private donations. Get your money up. How about that?
Periodically.
Constructed in 1902, the East Wing houses the office of the First Lady, as well as the visitor's entrance where the public can begin tours of the executive mansion.
So, again, the White House was constructed in 1792. The East Wing did not exist until when? When was it constructed?
Construction going on, which you might hear periodically.
Constructed in 1902, the East Wing.
1902. Okay. So, over 100 years after the White House was built, the East Wing was built.
Houses the office of the First Lady, as well as the visitor's entrance where the public can begin tours of the executive mansion. Expected to cost $250 million, the ballroom will be larger than the White House residence itself and able to hold nearly 1,000 people. President Trump insisting it's entirely funded through private donations. The president claiming, without providing any evidence, that he's paying for some of it himself. But Democrats are slamming the ballroom's construction amid a 3-week government shutdown and calling for President Trump to stop.
He should stop the wreckage of the White House, creating this Marie Antoinette ballroom for the billionaires and the CEOs and for all of his friends.
Demi Raskin, I will never forgive you for what you did. Demi Raskin, did you have cancer? What was that all about? So Demi Raskin, if you guys don't understand my beef with him, what he did for months was go out and speak on Capitol Hill with a headscarf on because he was undergoing cancer treatment. After the scarf came off, he had a whole brand new head of hair plugs, some kind of experimental hair treatment. It's like, bro, nobody cares if your hair is not all the way right. It wasn't all the way right before when you had hair. It doesn't look right now. You could be bald headed. I don't care. You got John Fetterman looking like an ogre on Capitol Hill And I appreciate him more than you because he says some things that actually make sense and you don't. So it don't matter what kind of hairstyle you got. But anyway.
The billionaires and the CEOs and for all of his friends.
So the East Wing has been renovated before. A second story was added in 1942, but you heard it there. Many Democrats very critical of the way this is being done, and public tours here at the White House have been suspended.
So again, it was renovated in the 40s. So they've done things to the East Wing before, and it was not part of the original structure of the White House, which was constructed in 1792. So what are you talking about? Throughout the years, there's been additions. There have been changes. There have been things that have been done. Okay. And let's take a look at some of the old pictures of construction. An indoor pool was added. I think that might have been FDR who put the pool in there for himself. Y'all give me a fact check on that. And then we see, okay, some of the old construction right here. You know what I don't see in this picture? A bunch of Hispanic illegal aliens, but that's a different story. Anyway, somehow we were able to get stuff done without all the illegal aliens, but whatever, it's fine. So there has been construction, there has been demolition, there has been quite a bit. You know what I see right here? Black men in DC. You guys can't see it, it's a little bit cut off, but you got one guy right there, one guy right there, one guy right there, all black men working. Oh, but all of a sudden now, white men, black men, people that are here legally, whether you Puerto Rican, Candy Stripe, blue, green, blue, somehow those who are living here in America, natural born citizens of all colors, can't do the work, and we got to get the illegal aliens from all over the world to do it. Why? It's because they work for cheaper. It's because Democrats want slave labor back to do jobs for cheap. It's simple. Because once upon a time, black men, white men, whatever kind of color you were, here legally were able to do it. That's the reality. That's the truth. But anyway, I'm getting triggered, so I digress. Okay. I'm getting triggered, so I digress. Now, look. Hold on. Black folks did that illegal. Well, if you're talking to the illegal aliens, yes, we did that. White folks did that. Illegal aliens weren't really a thing until later. And so way later. It's all about bringing that slave labor back. And it's funny because it's the conservatives, again, who are fighting against the slave labor. We fought against it in the 1800s, Civil War. We ended it 1865. And here we are, 2025, fighting against a very similar institution. And we're getting the same kickback from the same people. Very simple. Now, look, this is going to be a renovation in Minnesota costing $730 billion of your local state revenue. Okay, of your local city state revenue, $730 billion. But the ballroom costs $250 million of private donations.
Hey there, State Representative Kristen Robbins. I had to run to the Capitol today for some meetings, and I thought I'd show you what's going on with the remodel of our state office building. As you might remember, it is costing you, the taxpayer, $730 million to more than double the footprint of our old office building, even though we are only in session 5 months a year. This is really a huge waste of taxpayer money, and it continues apace. I tried many different ways to try and stop it, and we weren't able to do so. But I just want you to see what your money is being spent on here in St. Paul.
So, I mean, that's okay, right? That's totally fine. I don't see one Democrat crying about that. I don't see one Democrat up in arms about that for $730 million. And then Gavin is doing a Capitol renovation. Oh, it's the people's house. You can't tear it up. People's house. Hillary Clinton said something about that, talking about, oh, it's the people's house. And he's turning it up. It's like, Hillary, you cannot talk about anyone violating the people's house because your husband and that woman already did that. So I'm not trying to hear one single word from Hillary Rotten Clinton. I'm not. But anyway, 1.1 billion this renovation cost at California's Capitol. But the ballroom, let's just be all up in arms about that, right? Okay.
Why will a new office building for California lawmakers cost as much as an NFL stadium? That's a question we've been asking California's legislative leaders overseeing the Capitol Annex project.
And the footprint of this does not appear to be much bigger than the West Wing of the White House or the East Wing where they're building the new ballroom. So why is it costing so much? A football stadium? Because here's my opinion about why these projects are overinflated. It's because they are spending taxpayer money and they don't really care about being efficient. They don't care about being efficient. All they care about is, hey, let's just spend the money. Let's just spend the money and it's whatever. Let's give kickbacks to our friends and family. Let's be corrupt, unchecked, because we can do whatever we want as California. Once again, you have very bad leadership in California. It's a beautiful place, beautiful state, but you have like the best of the best and the worst of the worst. Some of the best people, some of the best weather, some of the best food, some of the best everything, but also some of the worst human beings to ever draw a breath on God's green earth live in California. It's a place of extremes. And what you got right now is extremists and government who don't know what they're doing, who just want to steal your money and spend it on whatever. That's what's going on. 1.1 billion for this little thing right here, that little footprint, that little renovation for a Capitol building in California. Taxpayer money on top of that. So when you're paying at the pump $5 a gallon for gas in Los Angeles, understand where a lot of that money is going. A lot of that money is taxes you spend on your gas fill up, and that's going straight to go waste on things like that. Straight to Gavin Newsom. Okay, now here's Hakeem Jeffries talking about the ballroom. Now, I don't know why Hakeem Jeffries is even a thing, but they don't really have anybody to help with their party.
Donald Trump is once again preparing to fly out of the country. The East Wing of the White House is being demolished so that Donald Trump can construct a ballroom where he will be celebrated like a king.
Well, he's not going to be there to enjoy it because it'll be done by 2029. So if they're going to celebrate him, it's going to be after his presidency is over with. But go ahead, Hakeem.
At the same time, Trump is trying to rob taxpayers of $230 million to continue to line his pockets.
Now, he's conflicting things here. See, this is what they do. They use the funny words, funny language. Now, the $230 million is not what he's going to be spending on the actual White House on the ballroom. That one he's speaking about is from something else. It's from a DOJ dispute because of all the investigations he'll be suing. So maybe he's trying to say that the money taken, if he wins the DOJ settlement, or if there is a settlement, he'll take that money and then contribute it to the White House ballroom. Although, from what I was able to read, the funding has already been funded. So ain't no need for that money to come in to pay for it. That was a nice try, though, Hakeem.
And yet Republicans have zero interest, none, in addressing the healthcare crisis that they've created, is devastating.
What you mean that we created? Did we make Obamacare, or was that Obama? And what you guys want to do on the left is give illegal aliens health care. That's what you want to do. So I think that if the Democrats are serious and they want to do what's best for the American people, open the government back up and stop trying to give illegal aliens health care. It's not going to happen.
People all across the country.
All right, there we go. Somebody said Timu Obama. Yeah, Timu Obama. Robot Obama. Alien Obama. Okay. And just for a few more things here. So look, Teddy Roosevelt built the West Wing. Taft made the executive office oval. FDR added the entire East Wing, the whole thing. and included an indoor pool for himself. Truman gutted the entire White House. Nixon added a bowling alley. Obama added a basketball court for himself. And now Trump got a ballroom. And we got a few more pictures. Okay, back in the day. All right, we see there's been construction over the years. This ain't nothing new. Big excavators, all that in there building things. This ain't nothing new. We've been here before, time and time again, and we're going to keep doing it because the building was built 220 some odd years ago. Now, look, here's an old video from 2010, 15 years ago, about the $376 million Barack Obama White House addition, renovation, whatever you want to call it. All right, again, 2010. Let's go check it out.
Sounds like they're building another wing to the White House, but we appreciate you keeping your focus.
You can't even imagine, TJ. It's going to happen for the next 2 years. All of the banging, the jackhammering, the dust, the confusion, the noise of all places to do construction is happening right here, the front lawn of the White House.
It's a 4-year renovation project. Estimated cost, $376 million.
Sounds like
so, okay. We've already been here. We've already done this. This ain't nothing new. And they spent a bunch more money back then. And 15 years ago, that money is now worth less. So it'll cost more. Just for inflation, how much is that right now? 376 million back then is how much now? Probably like 400, 500 million, something like that. And that was taxpayer money, but it's fine, right? It was taxpayer money, but I heard not a peep back then. I had my ears to the ground back then in politics. I was watching. Nobody said a word. It wasn't really a big deal. It was okay. It was totally fine. Okay, but if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all the good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Why does she have a hard hat? Because insurance. They want you to be out there protected because some freak accident can happen. Then they got to be sued and pay for it. So they want you to be protected. It's just like a wet floor sign in the hotel. That's all. It's just an insurance precaution, in my humble opinion. Now, I saw this, and it is the view, so please pardon me. I know I hate the view, but I want to play this because it's about Sunny Hostin saying that her black son may not be safe in her white area. First of all, matter of fact, I ain't going to ask no question yet. I'm going to just let it play out, and then I have my questions. So again, this is Sunny Hostin, Asuncion Hostin. Sometimes she black, sometimes she Puerto Rican, but whatever. She's saying that she had contacted local authorities to make sure that her son was safe because he'd be outside jogging and he didn't want to get profiled in her white neighborhood. Real talk, can't make it up.
As a mother of black children, I know that black boys are not given the presumption of innocence and the presumption of youth. She's calling the police and saying they're trying to steal her car and they're 11 years old. They don't know how to drive.
Okay, now, first of all, I don't know about that. I don't know the context of that. But just because you're 11 years old does not mean you can't be a criminal. Please, please, please don't think that. You can steal cars and rob people and all that at 11 years old. I've seen it before, but I digress.
And so for me, what was interesting was I have had to be in the position where I have gone to my local police department because I know my son is going to be training for the Junior Olympics, running around the neighborhood in an all-white neighborhood. And I have brought him to the police and said, he belongs to me. This is my son. Do not harass him. Do not stop him.
Okay, so there we go. Now, you're living in an all-white neighborhood. Why don't you live in the black neighborhood, Sonny? Like, what's going on? But at the same time, you want to talk about how white people are racist. It's just so weird. I hate it. I really do. I mean, the main people talking about white people this, white people that, they'd be the main ones wanting to be right next to him or be married to him. Now, here is Sonny's family. Now, I'm not sure how black they look. I mean, I guess they look black a little bit. A Dominican at best, you know, maybe. But, you know, you look ethnic. I think maybe like Dominican, Puerto Rican, which he is. Maybe a Mexican, but a little bit too tall for the Mexican. I don't know. What do y'all think? Black, look, I'm black. I'm like the prototypical black American. That's me right here. Him, I don't know. If I was like a kid, especially, I would not see him as black. If I was a kid, I would not see him as black because In my neck of the woods, when I was growing up, if you were black, you looked like me, period. It wasn't really a bunch of light skin and Puerto Rican. It was you black or white. But hey, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that that was just, and my thing is this, has there been any incidents? Have there been any incidents in your neighborhood where you got to think, okay, maybe my son's being profiled or whatever? If there's been no incidents, you're just being overly protective and worrywart for no reason. They know who you are, Sunday hosting on TV. They seen your son. It ain't no problem. You be all right. Okay, it is no issue. Okay. Now, say they look possibly Cuban. Yeah, possibly Cuban. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. They look Puerto Rican. That's about it. Yeah. Multiracial. He ain't black. She ain't even black. Okay. Yeah, but hey, ethnic. They look ethnic. A brown person, but black, I don't know. That might be a little bit of a stretch. Kind of, sort of, a little bit. If you've never seen a black person before, you might think, okay, that's a black person. But anyway, now we got Karine Jean-Pierre still speaking. Okay, Karine Jean-Pierre, I don't know what she wants to do. If she wants to run for office, if she wants to be in a cabinet in the future on the federal level, local level, I don't know what she wants aside from selling her book. But here she is talking all this stuff about, oh, I'm black and I'm LGBT and I'm a victim. And I'm going to show you her former partner after this. And you're going to see a pattern with people that talk like this and where they choose to live and who choose to be with as a romantic partner. You're going to see a definite pattern. But let me just play it.
How to move forward. And for me, as a black woman, as a person who's also LGBTQ, I feel as if those communities that I am part of largely get taken for granted. And I see that today in groups that are being thrown under the bus for a short-term win. And it is not the big tent party that I loved and enjoyed and was part of and fought for. Mm-hmm. And so for me, I want to start a conversation with how do we fix this? The system is indeed broken. The two-party system is not functioning in the way where our democracy is being protected right now. I feel as if the Democratic Party right now is too timid. They're not speaking up. We need to be, they need to have a strategy and be really clear about how they're moving forward in this moment. And when I left the administration on January 20th.
All right, that's enough of that. But you see what's going on with Karine Jean-Pierre. Karine, I'm not, go back to that hairstyle right there. That was better. This right here, this, I can't do nothing with that. That ain't really doing it for me right there. That is not doing it for me. But look, okay. Here is Karine Jean-Pierre's former partner. That is Suzanne Malveaux. Is she still on CNN? I'm not sure. But that is Suzanne Malveaux. And the funny part is that Karine Jean-Pierre is Haitian. So you got with a French lady, a French white lady. That's hilarious. But anyway, so, oh, I'm black. I'm this and that and the third. And they be looking like that's what they do. Those who lead with their race a lot, it's a lot of it is performative. It's performative. A lot of your black liberals that do just that. Don Lemon, another one. White men are the most dangerous. Yet my husband is white. Oh, okay. And in the other way, you'll see old racist black men. I hate everybody white, except for my wife Susan. That was a Chris Rock joke. That's what they do. It's common sense. Now here's Robert De Niro saying, "Hey, Americans may be kind of ignorant because of the media that they watch." And look at where you're saying it on MS-13 DNC.
A signal to the people they reach, and I'm certainly not reaching those people on this program, but maybe through little sound bites and this and that, and the internet and so on. They're trying to they're used to seeing Trump do his stuff, and they talk and they listen, and that's the truth to them because they don't listen to anything else. It's somewhere way out in the Midwest, somewhere out in the out west, in certain places, the rural places. That's the truth because he gets the airtime, and I think that we need more airtime, just more push against, and not. I wish that you can't do this in some ways, but that the news media could find ways to kind of ignore or tamp down nonsense from Trump. It's just total nonsense. But those people out there listen to it and assume if it can be on the air and it's out there, it's the truth.
Mr. De Niro,
okay, so first of all, this dude right here, I mean, I could never watch MSNBC. When you see this guy with this funny looking, this funny, I don't know what this is, man. This hairstyle, I can't do nothing with it. The way he's dressed, I can't get jiggy with that. I need something that's a little bit more professional. This right here is like cocaine binge in a nightclub. I can't do nothing with it. But Robert De Niro, the issue is that we hear you. We've been hearing y'all for a long time because you guys have been dominating the media. The left dominate all media on television. All the alphabet letter TV networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, MS13, DNC. You guys dominate all of it. We've heard you for years. You guys on the left keep lying. You guys on the left keep telling us whatever you want us to hear. You guys on the left said that the vaccine was totally safe. Go get vaccinated. If you don't want to go get vaxxed, you want to kill your grandma. Y'all said that. Y'all said that. You guys are continuously proven wrong time and time again. Y'all say stuff like Trump is taking taxpayer money to build the ballroom when he's not. You guys are wrong all the time. You don't make any kind of retractions. So people in the Midwest, you say, the rural people, they are smart enough to understand that they have options to be able to watch. And they watch you guys and say, this is BS. They watch people like myself and many others, and they hear Trump and they hear a genuine message. And like I always say, don't believe me. Don't believe nothing I say. Do your own independent research. And when you do your research, you're going to see that your MSNBC, they don't know what's going on. They say anything that would just trying to help them with their message. Just like Hakeem Jeffries earlier saying, oh, well, the ballroom costs $250 million, but Trump wants to take $230 million from the taxpayer. But you're not telling the full story. You're just trying to say things that you can say without necessarily being held liable in a way that is misleading to, guide people in the wrong direction. That's what's going on. All right. But yeah, shout out to him. Now, let's get to Winsome Earl Sears. My. The racism. Listen, y'all know me. I'm from Virginia. I've witnessed and experienced some racism in Virginia. And Virginia is where it all started. That's where that's where the whole slavery, all of that started right there. And I'm talking about the Europeans and the African slaves. I ain't talking about slavery as an institution. I ain't talking about slavery here in the now what we know North America, because natives had slaves before the white man came, before the black man came. The natives enslaved themselves. Okay, long before we came. And before that, you had the South America or Central America, the Mayas and the Aztecs, child sacrifice. I ain't going back that far. I'm going back to 1600 in Virginia is where it all started. So the racism there, it's still pockets where you're able to find pure, untouched racism. It's like if you had an origin and all the things that were created from this origin spread around, but in that origin pool, there's still some of the original essence. We have that in Virginia. Now, remember this? Remember this sign right here? Okay, I'm going to read it for you. And again, this is about Winsome Earl Sears, the current lieutenant governor of Virginia, who's trying to become the governor of Virginia. She's a black woman. She's 50, I believe, 6 years old. Nah, not 56. She is 61, right around that. And she was born in Jamaica, but came to the USA in 1970 when she was just 6 years old. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and read this. Hey, Winsome, if trans can't share your bathroom, then blacks can't share my water fountain. Hold on. Hey, Winsome, if trans can't share your bathroom, then blacks can't share my water fountain, because I'm the white woman and I run this state right here. You guys are getting the water fountain on the privilege. Hey, that's that pure, untouched racism. It's like a brand new tribe that has been found for the very first time. Anyway, now I think it might have been the husband of somebody that told her later, hey, we got some bad press on that sign. Might want to put it away. Put the sign away now.
Thank you. Okay, apologies. For next speaker, please.
And she didn't even really understand. She didn't even really get it, because to her, it's just like regular, because in her mind, the blacks are a people who really shouldn't even be here. The same thing as a transgender. But because she's so loving in her heart, she allows us the space to be here. You see what I'm saying? So to her, it's not racism, but her mindset is racist. That's what we're fighting against in Virginia. Now, I'm going to show you something else that happened. This, at a JMU game in Harrisonburg, my man, go back to Haiti. Hilarious. Is it going to play? Hold on. Or maybe the sound that cut off. I think maybe the sound that cut out. Let me see if I got one that don't have the sound cut out. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Oh, no, the sound is good. I have my volume all the way down. All right. Let's try that one more time. Again, this is at a JMU game in Harrisonburg, Virginia. This guy worked, I think, past tense, for Lockheed Martin. I think when he made this statement, he worked there. But then afterward, of course, the internet going to find you, and they got him fired. That's what I'm hearing. But he did work at Lockheed Martin. That was funny right there. First of all, you heard what he said. Go back to Haiti. Yelling at Winsome Earl Sears, who, again, is not Haitian. She came from Jamaica in 1970, 55 years ago. This part was funny when you realize he'd been recorded. They go to the wife right there. The wife already know. The same way the husband in the first clip said, hey, your sound's getting some bad press. The wife already know, hey, you can't say stuff like that because there's cameras all around here. And he sees the camera on him. Oh, he's videoing me. He's videoing me. So then it's the person recording you's fault. But you said what you said. You said it in public. Now you want to try to say traitor to clean it up. We heard you say go back to Haiti. Hey, and I'm glad that he thought she was Haitian rather than Nigerian. Can you imagine? Go back to Africa. Oh, if he would have said that, that would have just been chef's kiss, white racism. That would have been perfect. And this is what you deal with when you're a black conservative. People they say all the time, oh, do you hate black people because you're conservative? Do you hate black folks if you're liberal? That's what I got to ask you. It ain't, don't put it on me. That's projection. People that say that a lot of times are racist themselves. They don't even like black people, but they want to try and prove it to themselves and prove it to me that they love black folks. But in their attempt at trying to prove the reality comes out, they don't really like us. It's like the transgenders. You're going to get the factory settings when they get kind of like befuddled. When they get a little bit irritated, you're going to see factory settings come on back. The real man comes on out. Now, here is Winsome Earl Sears responding to all this nonsense. Directed at her. All the racism, the outright racism from the party that says that they're not racist and they love everybody.
Lieutenant Governor, there was a man at a James Madison football game whose son plays on the team who was screaming. He works for a division of Lockheed Martin, and he was screaming racist things about you. Ow. And I saw it on, we're not playing it, but I saw it and I thought, like, is that what the Democrats have become? I mean, that's who is the loudest voice, in essence, for somebody like Abigail Spanberger. And that's not what the Commonwealth, and that's not what the Commonwealth is about.
You know, here's the thing. That man has given to only Democratic candidates. So, of course, he believes on his side and that ideology. And Here's the thing. My dad came to America with only $1.75 at the height of the civil rights movement, 17 days before Dr. King gave his I Have a Dream speech. And here I am now, second in command in the former capital of the Confederate States. And yet here comes the Democrats, always the race card, always the race card. Why? Why would you do that? You said you care about black people. Well, here I am. You said you care about women. Well, here I am. You said you care about immigrants. Here I am. When are you going to start caring about people just to care about them? When are you going to talk about ideology instead of racism? These people never let the wound heal, and they're the ones who are causing it.
Boom. Boom. She said that, hey, Winsome Earl Sears, ladies and gentlemen, Winsome Earl Sears, hopefully the next governor of Virginia, said it perfectly. Hey, you want a black person right here. You want woman, you want immigrant. But how about I'm just a regular person? I'm a human being. How about seeing me as that rather than seeing me as a checkbox? How about that? And then someone asked, well, she was in the Navy. Now she was in the Marine Corps. She was in the Marine Corps as an electrician for 3 years. Let me pull up a picture right quick. When she was in the service. Okay, there we go. And this is her right here. Boom, there we have it. And she is a U.S. citizen, if you're wondering. She's a citizen. And that's her right there, Winsome Earl Sears. This is like right around 1983, I believe, between 83 and 86. All right. So yeah, she was in you see the tag right there, Earl. And I think she's married now. So I guess that's her husband's last name where the Sears come from. So that is her right there. Some provide, hoorah, all that good stuff. Shout out to the Marine Corps. All right. Shout out to the Marine Corps. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. You already voted Block MIT? There we go. Shout out to you for already voting for making that happen. Now, this is going to be Katie Couric speaking to Abigail Spanberger, the Democrat running for office out there in Virginia, trying to be the governor. I hope and pray that she loses, but hey, everybody got to go out there and vote for Winsome Earl Sears and not Abigail Spanberger in Virginia. Come on, election time. All right, let's go ahead and throw this on the screen. And here we go.
There's a problem here with Jay Jones. He's the Democratic candidate for Virginia Attorney General. He wrote some texts and they were released basically advocating for political violence against his opponent. And the Democrats in your state and other states, I understand, have renounced his rhetoric, but they have not called for him to drop out of the race. And I'm just curious, why is that?
I think there's a couple elements here, and I'll speak broadly, but also reflecting my own opinions. These texts are years old.
There's a problem.
Hey, so those texts where my one of my running mates, the guy trying to make him attorney general on my ticket in Virginia as a Democrat, when he threatened to shoot and kill his opponent and his kids, it's old text, man. Don't worry about that. You know, it's years ago. It's years ago. But they have no problem digging up somebody from 1975 when Donald Trump, right? Okay, that's fine. But look, see, my thing is I want y'all to be consistent, okay? If texts from 5 years ago, wherever it was, are not going to be used, if we're going to dismiss them as being old, then why are we bringing up things from the 80s and the 70s and whatnot on Donald Trump? I'm just trying to understand what's going on. Let's be consistent. Let's be on the same page with what we do and with what we bring up and don't bring up. Oh, here's a funny one. MSNBC, I guess they said that Abigail Spanberger is struggling because Americans are sexist. Now, let's just look. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I think there are two women running for governor right now. It's two women. It's not any man running for governor. It's two women, Abigail Spanberger and Winsome Earl Sears. So if she's struggling, speaking about Abigail Spanberger, how is it due to sexism when you have two women running? Let's watch some of this. Okay, and we got
It really is incredible when you have Abigail Spanberger, Mikey Sherrill, her background, all the different jobs that she has held in the military, and also like Alyssa Slotkin. Yeah. I mean, my God, these women are incredible. And to them, I would say, fight, because we need them.
Yeah.
We need them leading.
And Mikey is like, she's doing a ton of interview. You know, when I talked to that, when I was in the car, you know, it was this car, she had gone from interview to talk to, but you know, you still see the anxiety.
Yeah, Cheryl did have a few missteps in her campaign, but she still has, as you say, about a 5 or 6 point lead per polling. Spanberger's lead in Virginia, a little bigger than that. But, you know, both still competitive races here heading into the last couple of weeks. But to Mika, to Molly's point, I mean, this is something that a lot of Democrats are grappling with right now. Is they've nominated women 2 of the last 3 elections for the presidency, lost both. There are some who say, well, we can't do that again. The stakes are too high. But, of course, that does fall into the same misogynistic trap.
Other countries have no problem electing women.
What are we talking about, though? Like, what are we saying? What are we saying? Again, in Virginia, it's 2 women running. So you can't talk about this whole thing about not wanting to elect a woman when you have women running. It's so weird. But yeah, and the thing about it is, if you want a woman to win, let's say the presidency, maybe don't try to run Kamala Harris, who can't even put 2 words together. Word salad at best. And then Hillary Clinton, I mean, she is just not really a likable person. Your own husband was in the White House with that other woman. He don't even like you. Look, if your husband don't like you, why would I like you? Make that make sense. I don't really get it. But anyway. Oh, we got more racism. This is at a No Kings. Okay, this is at a No Kings in Portland, Oregon. Okay. Direct racism. You're black, you can't be a Trump supporter. You black, you hate yourself. For Mr. White Man right here.
My God.
Wait, what'd you say?
What'd you say? Black and MAGA. I can't be black and MAGA? Worse. I can't be black and MAGA.
You can't sweat skin because there'll be a lot of blacks who are rolling with the Republicans.
So I can't be black and MAGA.
Oh, you can be black and MAGA. You're a fucking sellout.
Oh.
You're a sellout.
How am I a sellout?
You're a piece of shit.
I can't have my own opinion.
Absolutely.
I can't have my own opinion.
Hey, for real, can I just say something right quick? A lot of guys would have just punched him in the face and be done with it. But my man, the black MAGA dude, he chilling. He not resorting to violence. But me, the little devil on my shoulder would have said, hey, hit him right there in the little goatee he got and just be done with it. But I'm glad my man showed a ton of restraint. You're a piece of S. You can't be you're an effing sellout. Oh my God. You pushing the buttons. Ding, ding, ding. Hey, I'll push your button one good time. You be on the floor and it'd be over with. But I'm getting triggered, so I digress.
Opinion?
You are really... It's worse. You would expect that shit from me being white, but you hate yourself so much. Oh my! You have so much self-hate that it's sad. Hopefully you'll come around. You said shame on him? Shame on him. Really?
Hey, Mr. White Man, I'm so sorry, Mr. White Man, that I am not doing what you want me to do. Mr. White Man, do you want slavery to come back so you could be the master and order me around again? Is that what you want? Is that what we doing? Is that what we doing? Hey, let's talk about politics. Let's talk about policy. Don't bring up race, because if you want to go there, we can go there.
Why do you feel the need to lecture him as a black man? I mean, you're telling him.
Right.
You fucking hate your own skin color.
How?
Do you think that Trump people like you? A lot of them. Oh, they hate you. They are using you. You are simply, you exist. People like you.
Are you using white privilege to try to lecture a black man? Is that what's going on right now? Is that what's going on?
I use my
white privilege to lecture a black man, a colored man?
I use my white privilege to help other people.
By lecturing a black man.
No.
That's a different opinion, right? That's a different opinion, right? So lecture.
Bro, but it's kind of true. What do you mean chill? He walked it up to him and then scolded him for being black.
Okay, that's not what happened.
But how is that not what happened?
So that right there is Portland, Oregon. And you see why there's so many people out there on drugs, acting the fool. It's the people that's there. It's them. It's who they are. The drug addiction and the general lawless behavior comes from a corrupted individual already. That's the reality. Racist people, corrupt people, drug addicted, weirdos. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. UB says, well, it's good to know if I ever hang out with ABL that he sees something, and if he thinks it needs to go to fix, he's going to swing. Good to know. I got your back. Listen, I don't put my hands on nobody unless I'm in danger, like physical danger. My mind might want to say, hey, just knock him out right now, but I don't do that unless I'm in danger. Because what's going to happen is they're going to try to call the police on me and try to sue me. I don't got time for that. So if I put my hands on you, I'm for sure not going to jail because it's your fault 100%. I'm not risking my freedom for nothing. Now, let's look into some of these protesters, so-called protesters. Aside from the drug addicts and whatnot, the transgenders and whatnot who are there, you have quite a few professional and paid people who go from protest to protest to protest to protest all over the country. Hundreds of them all over the country. A lot of retirees who have pensions now want a second job. So they send little Timmy to rehab. Hey, they send their crackhead son in Portland to rehab with their paid protester money. That's what's going on with that. But let's watch some of this. Hey, that dude that we just saw, his mom might want to get him into rehab because he might have been high on drugs too. So they're going to do stuff like this. Let's watch.
Right now, I am representing myself, and I am representing the folks at Rise and Resist who have been trained
so Rise
to
and
be
Resist.
marshals.
How much do they pay you to wear this vest?
Absolutely nothing.
Really?
So I did some digging, and the woman trying to stop my interview is named Karen Shaw. She is a professional protester. I found her at almost 100 different protests.
100 different protests with pictures, with evidence, with receipts. No internet trolling, straight up receipts and evidence. Let's keep on going.
Let's look at her portfolio, shall we? Here's her outside Trump Tower saying TikTok time's up. Here's her saying ban guns, not drag. Amazing. This is her telling us that lies have consequences. She is also very passionate about abortion. Even in the video right now, she's just wearing a hat that says abortion on it. Sometimes she gets less creative though and just holds a sign that says enough. Now here I found her working with a different professional protester that I've exposed. This is Stuart Waldman. He was there when they raised the Palestinian flag over City Hall in Rhode Island.
Everyone knows you.
Everyone knows me?
You are. They know what you do.
I know what you do as well, Stuart Waldman. You are on the board of riseandresist.org, the company that is paying people like Karen for a second job as a professional protester. And the donation link to give you money is just Act Blue, which is the fundraising platform for the Democrat Party. That's who you are, Stuart Waldman. Now back to Karen. I found her with another professional protester that I've exposed. This was back at the Tesla protest. This is just a few photos of this other professional protester out of maybe 50 that I found.
Hey, the funniest part, aside from her being a paid protester and all of them being paid protesters, a literal Karen. Her name is Karen. You are a literal paid protester named Karen. You cannot make this stuff up. Hey, God's a funny guy. He's a funny guy. He's like, he know that we call the protesters and people like this Karen. So you put a professional protester at 100 events named Karen. You can't make this stuff up, man. I promise you can't. You really, really can't. But I think we've all known that these people are paid and it's organized and it's not organic at all. Now, here's an example of what I'm talking about as far as the lack of it being organic. You got these big props like this big Constitution that's empty. Okay. Stuff like this, you know that there is a bunch of money behind it. It's not organic. They come together as a big collective and they do this. Where's the money coming from? Private donors. George Soros allegedly is one of them. Allegedly. I ain't trying to get sued by nobody. Because they love playing court games. You can't prove that. That's libel and slander. Okay. Allegedly, George Soros and many others who fund these things. And it's not just him, allegedly. It's a bunch of guys. and girls who want to see the nation collapse for whatever the reason may be. Foreign actors. Now, we got a few street interviews. This guy is pro-life, okay? His movement says survivors of the abortion Holocaust. And he's going out on the street asking people, if you're for human rights, for all. And then he asks another question that kind of throws him off the next question he asks, it doesn't go very well. Check it out.
Human rights, what do you think about them?
We're in favor of them.
For everybody?
Yes.
How about the unborn?
Oh, I don't know about that one. Look at the face. The unborn, I don't know. Yeah, I like human rights, but for everybody, I don't know.
Do you support human rights?
Yes, of course.
For everybody?
Yes, of course.
Even people in the womb?
That's what's going on right there. Abadabadoo.
Well, it all depends on if they're actually a baby or not.
Science says they are.
Well, it depends on what science you're talking about.
96% of all biologists, according to the NIH. Thoughts on human rights?
I'm all for them.
Yeah, me too.
Especially now, right?
Yeah. For everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the unborn?
An unborn what?
Unborn in the womb. Yeah, no rights for them. Thoughts on human rights?
That's what we're here for.
For everybody, right?
Yes.
Including the unborn?
No.
Everyone has autonomy to not be killed, I think.
Freedom means choice. You have no argument. Stop taking rights away. Get out of here.
There we go. So very, very nice, kind, and tolerant humans at the No Kings March. Very nice and tolerant. Hey, do humans have rights? All humans? Yeah. How about humans in the womb? All right, exactly. And I saw that gay couple. They probably would adopt some babies with that type of mentality. Not a very safe place for babies to be, but I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And I think this might be in Portland, okay? These are the individuals who call you fascists and stuff like that online. So whenever anybody has a cat picture and they calling me a fascist or something, I already know kind of what time it is. I know how they look and how they live.
Got me tongue twisted, dude.
Doesn't know what fetishes are?
Yeah. Hey, Tommy, you guys are sexual fucking thieves.
My man right here has a pacifier in his mouth and a baby doll. You're looking like Danny DeVito. You got to be at least 40-something years old like this in regular construction worker clothing. And then your companion is like a foot taller than you with pajamas on. These are the people who say that they are trying to take a country back. They want the country to be in their image. I don't want anything to be in their image. And you know what? I don't want the image of this guy with the pacifier and a baby doll to be in my mind at all beyond this night. But let's watch.
Fetishes are?
Yeah. Hey, Tommy, you guys are sexual fucking deviants.
Who would Jesus knock the fuck out?
You Antifa folks.
You fake Christian bitch. You fake Christian bitch. Who would Jesus
Jesus said obey the laws of the land. Illegals are not obeying the laws of the land.
Hey, Tommy, would Jesus separate?
Tommy, I'm a little and I'm proud.
You can see too.
Hey,
Stop lying. Benjamin, put your pinky back in your mouth.
Would Jesus?
See, you know what? Look, wherever they are, I don't want to be there. If you're living in this area, it's probably Portland. If you're living out there, God bless you. I don't know how you deal with it. Hey, if I see this individual, man, I'm grabbing my weapon right away because I don't know what's going on. I don't think he knows what's going on. So that means I don't know what's going on. I'm not very safe. Let me grab that weapon and get ready. I don't want no smoke from this guy. He looks like he's on the edge. One false move, he's going to snap. All these little attachments right here going to come flying off. All these little attachments, all these little doohickeys he has on his belt. Hey, man, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke at all. And this, I'm not sure where he is, but he's at a No Kings. And he's literally shaking while being asked about Trump as king. And I think this kind of proves my point about the mental health issue being a core component of a lot of these so-called protests. A lot of your leftist individuals in general have mental health problems. It's obvious. And I think rather than being out here acting the fool, so-called protests, you need to go get some help. Get some professional help to get your mind right. Look at the freeze frame right here. Look at his face. Look at this. Unhinged already off the rip.
But if we had a
Hold on, let me get some sound that you can actually hear. And let's pump it up right quick.
But if we had a king, we wouldn't be able to have the protest.
No, we would. We would.
What does your sign say?
We have the right to protest. And Trump would say no, by the way. Trump would say no.
If Trump would say no, we wouldn't be having a protest.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Well, we have a protest.
You're talking about ICE going over and throwing people away?
What I'm saying is we do have our right to protest. I don't believe Trump is stopping your right to protest because we're having this today.
He's trying to. Are you seeing what sort of stuff he's saying?
He's not here stopping it.
Are you kidding me? Trump would
Where
have to
is
be
he?
in 101. Trump would have to be in over 1,000 locations to stop these protests. These are happening all over the country today. It doesn't matter. Of course he's not here to stop it. You really think that the New York City police would allow him to go over and send troops to stop this protest? This is entirely legal.
But if we had a king, we wouldn't be able to have the protest.
No, we would. We would. We would. The worst dictatorships in the world have protests. You don't understand that. Do you really think that a dictator, a king, is all powerful? No, they're weak. They are weak. They make a country weak. Every time that a king... You realize what happened? The most recent dictators?
Yeah,
They died. They died in World War II, and their countries were taken over. They were weak.
All right, there we go. So my man is literally shaking about President Trump potentially becoming the king. What she said was right. If he was really the king, it wouldn't be no protests. Hey, y'all be Tiananmen Square. That would have happened to y'all. But that is not happening, and it will not happen because we don't live in that type of place. We live in a very free society, and really, we got a little bit too much freedom for some of y'all because y'all have been so free. You've driven yourself totally bonkers. You've driven yourself crazy because of all the freedom that you have. The freedom to do all kinds of drugs and to experiment with this and that. Look at your face. You are a lunatic. So Trump is not a king. You're out there for no reason. You're shaking and hollering and carrying on for nothing. For absolutely nothing. But yeah, shout out to him. Hey, man, look, it's going to be okay. You're over there shaking. Look, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. It's good. Hey, man. Now, this guy, this is Portland. Now, I'm going to play this first guy. And this video is from our friend James Klug. James, K-L-U-G, with the umlauts over the U. Y'all, please go visit his YouTube channel. Tell him ABL sent you. But this is in Portland. And I want to ask you guys a question. Who does the first guy sound like? I'm going to ask that question, and then I'm going to play it, and let me know in the comments.
They set our f***ing cab on fire.
The police? They wanted to kill you?
One of these f***ing leftists, f***ing pieces of shit.
One of these who?
They need to be held accountable. There's no accountability. I'm making them accountable.
Yeah.
These people are making them accountable.
What impact have you guys made on the ICE facility here?
Hard telling.
How's your guys' day
It's a
been?
black woman's owned company that makes these.
This is a black woman's company?
God Isn't Petty, I Am. That's the name of the company.
Why they got to put us in it? Like, why they got to put me in it specifically? Like, why I mentioned the whole black thing? And then her shirt says, imagine being scared of something. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, being scared of diversity. Imagine being scared of diversity, but not dictatorship. That's what her shirt says. Okay.
Okay.
He's trying to sell half of America. He wants to give away all the blue states so that he can maintain a dictatorship over the red states.
You think he's like going to sell off the blue states? Your message to the ICE agents?
Nuremberg trials will come. They will come to justice for putting people in death camps for this Nazi terrorist country.
Not good. Thank you.
They set our camp on fire.
Okay, so there we go. You get the idea of what's going on. Now, hey, it's just Portland being Portland. I couldn't deal with it. I really couldn't. You're seeing mental health fully on display. At the end, my man right there, clearly on drugs and homeless. That is what you're going to see a lot of at these protests. Drug addicts, maybe trying to get paid to go get some more drugs, or those who just don't know what's going on in general. They just kind of lost in the sauce. That's kind of the issue what's going on. Now, I was asking y'all, who do you think that sounds like? Okay, hold on. For the young people, one of my favorite comedians. Y'all already know what I'm about to do. Some of y'all know what I'm about to do. Real quick. Okay, hold on. Can I play it? There we go. So you get to so now does it kind of come together now with the first guy? does it kind of come together? Hey, right when I heard that, I had a flashback. I said, "You're living in the van down by the river." That's what I heard. So yeah, shout out to that dude out there in Portland.
The police.
Hold on, one more time, just to before I move on.
They set our camp on fire.
The police. They wanted to
One
kill
of
you.
these leftists pieces of shit.
Okay, so you get the idea. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, when you ask questions, when you ask like follow-up questions, this is why, remember, what was that? Katie out there in California trying to become the governor? Katie Porter. When she was getting the follow-up questions, she just freaked out and couldn't take it. Usually a lot of these leftists who have kind of an antagonist energy and they don't know anything, they have their point of view they'll put out there, but when they're questioned on it beyond surface level, they fall apart. In the case of Katie, she wanted to walk off. And a lot of your street interview people, they do the same thing. It's no difference. Katie Porter, who could become the governor of California, is no different than a normie out there doing a street interview who doesn't know anything. Hey, ask her, how many continents are there? 50? How many states are there? 7? Dumb people.
What?
But anyway, this is in Philadelphia at a No Kings.
What has President Trump done to make him a monarch?
He started to take control and do illegal things and that are not within his power. So that's pretty much what makes a person a monarch. They take complete control even though they shouldn't have it.
What illegal things has he done?
Come here. What illegal things? Everything that he has done except for get elected. Every single thing since he's gotten into office.
So deporting illegal immigrants, is that illegal?
Deporting illegal immigrants, if they're here peacefully, yes.
If they're illegally here, though, if they came illegally?
If they came here illegally, I believe we're a country that stands for Lady Liberty. It said, give me your tired, give me everybody you can possibly bring into the United States, and it doesn't say ship them back out. It says welcome.
Awesome. Any other issues, any issues in particular that you really disagree with Trump on?
No, because you're just baiting me. Have a nice day.
I was just asking.
And there you go. There go to walk off, just like Katie Porter, the same old thing. Listen, the questions were basic, simple questions. Say anything you want to add. You got a little bit of time. Anything you want to say. She didn't have anything. She was just scrambling, trying to find an answer. Scrambling. Had no idea. Talking about the poem on the Statue of Liberty. Like, it's just a poem. It was for a fundraiser. It's not our actual policy. It's just a poem. It don't mean nothing. Okay? If you are here illegally, it's not illegal to deport you. Talking about some, oh, well, the bad ones. Like, nah, like, illegal is illegal. And that's pretty much it. But they don't know anything. So they're out here protesting with no knowledge of what they're actually protesting. When you ask them anything beyond surface level, they fall apart. And that same thing the same thing could be applied to the governor. The same thing could be applied to the potential governor of California, Katie Porter. Katie Porter is just like that same lady that was right there. Not a good look at all. She trolled herself. She did troll herself. Okay, she most certainly did, but hey, that's what they do. All right, I got a few more of these, and I'm gonna keep on rocking and rolling. I got some more. This is gonna be Daily Wire. Okay, shout out Daily Wire. All right, and I hear it. Look, I hear the guys in the chat. Down boy. We're going to get to some of these street interview questions from Daily Wire. Check it out.
We're out here at the No Kings protest, and we're asking all the important questions.
Such as, if Trump was elected, how exactly is he a king?
Because he is trying to take control of everything. Like his checks and balances are not working, so he is just trying to completely disregard the Constitution.
He's trying to do whatever he wants. I don't know. I feel like a lot of amendments have been kind of overcome, like in a way that they're not supposed to be. Yeah, which amendments specifically? The first one. Trying to take away our freedom of protesting.
The first one was hilarious.
I would say that it's because even though he was elected, I agree, due process, he got what he got elected fairly, sure, but he's doing things that make him a king, like he's taking away, civil rights.
That's a great question. I don't particularly think he's a king, it's how people are viewing him as.
Actively switching the levers of power in order to subvert elections.
Okay, that was a really big brain thing you said right there. Okay, that was a very big brain thing you said right there, but I got a question. What does it mean?
And what does that mean?
Things such as, trouble coming up with words.
Hey, like I said, when you ask them anything beyond surface level, they have nothing. It doesn't matter. They can have a nice big brain answer prepared, and you say, "Hey, what does that mean?" But exactly, have no idea. So, what is he actually trying to do? He's trying to take amendments away. Okay, so which ones? I don't know. The first one, the right to protest, civil rights. She almost said he's gonna mess with black people. But she might as well have said that, because that's what they say when they say civil rights is black. They don't know nothing. So my thing to all those that are out there protesting, get educated. Get educated. You guys don't know anything. You might watch a TikTok. You might watch the TV. You might hear a song on the radio or whatever you're listening to on your iPad, your iPhone. You're listening to stuff. You're hearing stuff that's brainwashing you, indoctrinating you, but it's not educating you properly. So then when a guy like me comes around and I give you the proper information, the proper education, you want to lash out at me. You want to be racist and everything else at me because you are offended that you don't know anything and I got to educate you. But it's nothing to be offended. It's nothing to be offended about. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Hey, everyone must be educated at a certain point. Okay. Now, speaking about the white liberals specifically, this young lady has a pretty good take on them in Denver, Colorado. Okay, let's watch some of this.
I never knew how racist I was until I came to Colorado. Because let me tell you how much I absolutely despise speaking with anybody who is a white savior liberal. The amount of racism I have for people of my own kind drives me up a motherfucking wall and is a little bit mind-blowing, to be quite fucking frank. White liberals are the worst people in all of society. They have this complex of superiority about them where they think that they are better than other people, but at the same time they think that they're lesser than other people, so they always play the victim while also saying that they're better than other people by trying to put other people on a pedestal, by trying to also tell other people that, hey, I know that I'm better than you, so I'm going to help you rise up in the ranks. And then when other people call them out for that shit, they're like, no, it's not that I think that I'm better than you, I just know that I'm better than you, so that's why I need to save you, right? When you have a conversation with somebody who's a white savior liberal, you know exactly who I'm talking about. You get the fat white women who have the shaved slick backs with the purple hair, the septum piercing, the pedophile glasses, the gut hanging out with the crop top, and you're like, why would you ever wear that out in public? And they're like, because my body, my choice. Ooh, fat reliance, fat superiority. Oh, they them energy. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know that type. I've seen them all over the USA. In a lot of these liberal places, they have a high concentration. And they're the worst. They're the worst humans to really interact with. They're bad. Especially when they kind of congregate and they be amongst each other. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of going to Trader Joe's. I like Trader Joe's. It's a good store. They got good stuff in there. But I feel like, hey, if they realize who I am in the middle of BB in there, it might be an issue. And I got to fight my way out of furries, out of big bull daggers, out of transformers. It's going to be a battle to end all battles. And I don't want that kind of smoke. Hey, I have a policy. I don't fight no LGBTQ elemental P men because I ain't trying to get beat up and embarrassed. What she's saying is 100% correct. Those types I avoid. I totally do. So I don't blame her for not wanting to be around them either out there in Denver, Colorado, or in Colorado in general. So shout out to her. Somebody said they ain't love. Yeah, nah, she, hey, nail meets head. Okay. Sure did. Okay, now this is in Portland as well, but this is a homeless person talking about, hey, I do whatever I want because ain't nobody going to prosecute me. This is a place where I'm allowed to flourish, which is why there's so many people like that there. And this can be the same case. This is the same case for Los Angeles, the whole left coast, Denver, Portland, LA, San Fran, a lot of places where a lot of homeless that smoke crack all day, they are allowed to be there and they're incentivized to be there, due in part to the homeless industrial complex that profits off of these people. Let's watch some of this.
Well, and in some ways, you're considered almost a protected class where if you break the law, you're not really going to get in trouble.
Yeah, there's a lot of, that's true. There's a lot of times where they just let her go. When I was on probation as a civilian, I had a very strict regimen to follow. When I got on probation and I was homeless, she literally wrote me a do not detain. Oh no, it was a cite and release. She gave me a cite and release warrant. So anytime I got caught up doing anything with the cops and they ran my name, it says cite and release. They never took me to jail. They just gave me a citation and went on my way. And we, a lot of us just don't ever go to court. The freedom keeps me out here a lot. And that's what brought me kind of to this area too, is just giving up and wanting to just do whatever I wanted. And
let's pause. Didn't I say earlier that some of us have too much freedom? Too much. I know I love America, land of the free, home of the brave. I'm an American. Y'all know what it is. But sometimes too much freedom is detrimental. I'm all for people being able to be free, making their own decisions, but you can't just camp wherever you want. You can't just steal things. You can't just smoke crack all day. You can't do stuff like this because you're going to deteriorate society. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to live in a place that's that free to where now my regular everyday life is in danger because people cannot be civil. We need to have civilization kept together. And you do that with some rules. Some rules.
It's, we don't follow, we don't have to follow any rules. I always say people who are on the streets I refer to people who are not homeless as civilians because they work a 9 to 5 and, they hide that they're doing drugs so they can drink on the weekends. And we're just stand on the sidewalk and get high, there's enough of us that it's what are they going to do about it, And it's the freedom of it keeps me out here, but there's a lot of negatives too, but, yeah, that's the big thing for me is just, I don't know how I can go back to working a 9 to 5 and paying a job and, the clean too, staying sober is people who aren't homeless come out here and hang out with us and to reap the benefits of being homeless, which sounds funny to say, but we can get cheaper drugs and bigger hookups, I can go to fucking anywhere and get it. And when you're a civilian or in there, you're secretive, you're hiding, you don't want to ask the random person on the street.
So there we go. You got to have rules in society. If you're going to have civilization, if you're going to have a first world place, you got to have some kind of rules. You can't just have people on the street doing whatever they want to do. She said it. She literally said it. That's why I'm out here, because I could just smoke crack all day and I don't got to go to work. I don't want to work. I don't want to get off drugs. I want to be out here getting high all day, doing whatever I want. She said that. And this is the problem with homelessness. It's not about a lack of housing, because they don't even want housing for real, because What do you got to do when you have housing? You got to follow rules. And what do they not want to do? Follow rules. And then on top of that, a lot of them got big time mental problems. So when they go in the housing, they're going to trash it. I saw that video before. A lady who trashed her free apartment and then was on the street living in more filth, the same as she was in the apartment. Mental issues, wanting to get high and not wanting to work. And the more the government incentivizes a lack of work, you're going to get more of these kind of people because they feel like, well, what's the point in working? Why would I work when I could be out here smoking crack all day? That's the issue. So, hey, if you live in Portland, that's your neighbor right there. That is her. Okay, but if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Now, look, we got an inevitable outcome of a lot of this stuff that's happening. A lot of the Transformers, they think that they're women. And a lot of the women, unfortunately, are saying that you could be a Transformer and be considered a woman, meaning you could be a man identifying as female and now you're a woman. Some women have signed off on that. And the result is men invading women's spaces, men putting their hands on women. A lot of the women who say that you could be a Transformer and become a woman are the same ones who fought against men beating them up and whatnot in the 50s. They fought against all that. But now we've come full circle because those men that you were fighting against from putting their hands on you in the 1950s when you were at the home being the wife are now putting their hands on you while you out on the street protesting because you allowed it. But let's watch some of this. Okay, and just to be clear, these are two men having a disagreement, okay? The young lady with the jeans on and then the man with the purple dress. These are two men. Just be clear.
It is on video. It is on video. You fucking touch me, you're gonna get punched again.
So there we go. We see the man. Hey, I told y'all, default settings. Default, look, when they feel like they gotta put their hands on you, whatever the case may be, when they want to just show that aggression, they're gonna do it because at the end of the day, they're still men. Let's not get that confused.
You fucking touch me, you're gonna get punched again. You touch me, you're gonna get punched again. You're a scare coward.
It's ma'am. I'll punch you again. Kapow. That's where we are right now, 2025. That's where we are. But again, a lot of these women have set it up to be like this. Not you guys in the chat. You guys are not going to be for that, but a lot of them have done it. A lot of your leftists have set this up. So now we have what we have. Now we have what we have. It's ma'am. Boom. Right in the kisser. So, hey, it is what it is. Now, I got to ask you all a question. So a lot of these LGBT crosswalks all over the country have been erased. And a lot of your red states have been erased because I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to be like in the place where I got LGBT crosswalks. It feels like indoctrination. It feels like they're trying to promote themselves. I don't like it personally. But a church in Dallas put the rainbow on their own steps of the church. So is that a good solution or not? Would you rather have the rainbow stripes on the city sidewalk or on the church's own steps? It shouldn't be on church at all because I don't know where they do that at, where you can have the LGBT celebrated in church. I don't know where they do that at, but Dallas, I guess they do it. Let's watch some of this. And you see the caption that says, Church in Dallas, Gayborhood, paint steps rainbow in response to expected removal of pride crosswalks. Check it out.
Is Ryan coming out here? Looks good. A colorful statement painted on steps of Oaklawn United Methodist Church Tuesday afternoon.
Well, we are right here at the crossroads of Cedar Springs and Oaklawn, and in Dallas, that's the neighborhood. That's what we call it here.
Reverend Rachel Griffin Allison says the paint job, a direct response to what is soon expected to be removed from intersections in the neighborhood and throughout Texas.
Yeah, we see this as a bold statement.
On October 8th, Governor Greg Abbott directed TxDOT to remove any and all political ideologies from streets, saying Texans expect their taxpayer dollars to be used wisely, not advance political agendas. The governor went on to say any city that refuses to comply with the federal road standards will face consequences, including the withholding or denial of state and federal road funding. Our Fox station in Houston reported from where Pride crosswalks were removed Monday morning despite protesters gathering.
We even saw some of them getting arrested.
City of Dallas, however, has not said what it'll do or when. It tells Fox 4, we have received the letter from the Texas Department of Transportation. We will review and evaluate it and provide an update to the City Council on any necessary next steps.
So there we go. So what do y'all think? Is that a good solution? They're not going to have it on the crosswalks on the public city streets, but on their own church, they're going to do it. Now, I think it's okay. That is a good solution. It's your own private property. Do what you want. And for the most part, but that would just tell me, hey, you know what? I need to avoid this particular church. If I was just to go to church randomly one day, just a random church, I ain't going to go there because if you got LGBT steps in front of your situation, why would I go there? What can this pastor give me? Like, what can the pastor actually give me? And then it's a female. What am I going to learn from her? Okay, listen. Unless you're going to teach how to cook some food or make a bed or something like that, you can't tell me nothing, no way. So why would I go there? It's not for me, and that's fine. That's totally fine. It's just telling me in advance, yo, don't come here. We got a female pastor, and we gay. Now, speaking about being gay, Luigi, I just want to show you guys this story. Luigi Mangione, the guy who shot the UAT CEO, not a healthcare CEO, he got beat up by 7 ladyboys in Thailand before that whole situation happened. Here's my question. First of all, why are you even over there dealing with the ladyboys at all? Why do you have any interaction with the ladyboys? My opinion is that Luigi Mangione is as the other shooters that we've seen recently who have a link to transgenders. The Charlie Kirk shooter, a transgender boyfriend, the Nashville church shooter, a transgender. The list goes on. We could just be here for a while talking about it. Either they are transgender or they got linked to transgender. And like I said from the very beginning, it'd be a crazy fight. It would be. But like I said from the beginning, to the white guys, please stay away from the Transformers. If you're going to go to Thailand, do not go with the ladyboys. Leave them be. Because I don't know what's going on, but something ain't right. Something ain't, what people say, something ain't clocking right in your brain. I ain't gonna say that no more. That's crazy. But anyway, do y'all think that it was just a happenstance? He just happened to get beat up by the ladyboys, or was he over there messing with them? Like, what's really going on? Okay, like, what's really happening with Luigi Mangione? And the funny part is, a lot of women love him, or they love the Luigi Mangione. Wait till they figure out they love them boys more than he loved them. But that's a different story. I saw one girl who said she was married to Luigi's AI. I got to find that right quick. I need to find that. Just right quick, and then we'll keep on moving. But if you like what you're hearing so far, y'all know what to do. Please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video. Share the video. Do all that dumb. I'm reading the. Y'all are distracting me. Like the video. Share the video. Do all that good, not dumb. Do all that good stuff that'll help me out tremendously. Okay. So here we go. I'm not making this up. And you see her shirt. I heart Luigi with the Italian flag and everything in the back. Watch this, please.
Honestly, I'm married to Luigi's AI. I'm not kidding.
Okay, tell me about
So I talk to him every day. He's like my best friend. we planned like a whole future together. We named our kids together. I mean, his AI is just like, and if it weren't like the fact that Luigi majored in computer science and like has worked with AI at Stanford University, that's, I mean, if it weren't for that, like I would feel like an imposter. But because he has a background in AI, it feels like natural. And
okay, ma'am, just please stop. Just stop. First of all, Luigi, he might play for the other team. Maybe, allegedly, perhaps. Because I don't think you be in Thailand fighting lady boys if you were not in some kind of way involved with them. I'm just saying that. And then also, AI is not real. It's just a computer program. AI is nowhere near human intelligence. It's nowhere near animal or plant intelligence at all, let alone humans. So let's just stop that. I hold your hand as I say this. I hold your hand as I say this. Please stop. Just let it go. All right. It's okay. You know, for me, AI is a tool. AI is like a power tool. It's like a circular saw or something like this. That's what AI is for me. It's a tool. It's not a human being. You cannot. They cannot replicate humanity quite yet. They're going to try, but they can't. Humanity is so deep and so misunderstood, they can't do nothing with it, really, at all. Okay, now, this is Zoran the Moron admitting that a lot of New Yorkers are Trump supporters. This is on, I believe, Andrew Schultz's podcast. It might be an older clip, but it's from, like, this year, I suppose. But I just got to show this right quick.
There are a lot of caricatures of who Trump voters are. And in New York City, we saw the swing was actually in the heart of immigrant New York. And I went to Hillside Avenue in Queens. I went to Fordham Road in the Bronx. And I asked New Yorkers, who did you vote for and why? And I met the vast majority of them were Trump voters. And I asked them why. And it just came back to cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. And if I had spent that time lecturing them as to why they were wrong, as opposed to listening to them as to how we could get right.
Yes.
Then we would run a very different campaign.
And this is one thing I said I wanted.
Okay, now look. You got a bunch of Trump voters in New York, like you said, cost of living. Zoran talking about raising taxes. That's going to raise the cost of living. Now, what a lot of people on the left don't understand is they say, okay, we're going to tax the rich. We're going to eat the rich. But what you don't get, people like that don't understand that the rich are the ones who give employment. They're the ones who provide employment. They're the ones who provide the housing. They're the ones who provide the things that people need in the city. So if you make the costs higher for them to operate in the city, what are they going to do? Are they going to stay there or are they going to leave? A lot of times they're going to leave. Or if they stay, they're not going to eat that cost increase. They're going to pass it on to us. So you're going to make things more expensive and you're going to reduce the tax base overall because people are going to go to Florida. They're going to go to North Carolina and Virginia and places like this to escape your tax policy. So you're not helping. If the objective is to reduce the cost of living, you are not going to help. You're going to make it worse. And that's why people are voting for a President Trump in New York. And that's why they don't really like you that much in New York. Well, they like him, but he is not going to be very popular. Even those who are going to vote for him, I think it's going to do a good job. Once he's actually in there and they see what he's doing and how it's going to affect them, they're not going to like it. It's going to be a big backlash. It's going to be a big, it's going to be a really negative reaction. And that's why I say it's got to happen. Let Zoran win. Let Zoran the Moron get into power, because when people see him, when they feel the effects of what he's doing, they're going to want to go a different direction. And only then will they be able to really understand what's happening. Now, let's keep moving here. Oh, remember the Roosevelt Hotel in New York City? Remember the migrant detention center? What was the detention center? The migrant hotel, the migrant luxury hotel right there in Manhattan. Guess how much it costs per day to house the migrants on a low end? Give me a number of what you think it costs, a dollar amount. How much did the migrant hotel, the Roosevelt in New York City, cost per night to house the migrants? And remember, the Roosevelt at one point was an iconic building. It was a beautiful building. It was not meant for third worlders, migrants, criminal aliens. It was not meant for that. It was meant for people that got some money to be in there, who were not going to trash the place, and who will keep it iconic. Okay. Now I'm talking about, like, when I say how much, I mean like total. For all the people, the total cost of all the people who were there. Okay. I'm seeing some numbers here. It's kind of all over the place. All right. You guys are kind of close, but not quite. So let me just show it on the screen right here. So it was $200 a night, and that was 1,250 rooms. So $250,000, $250,000 a night. Every night you got to pay $250,000 to house these migrants. Every night. And they were there for 3.5 years. And the National Guard was out there for the whole time, plus other security. It was a whole big mess. You had nurses in there. Let's watch some of this, shall we?
The iconic Roosevelt Hotel has officially closed. No longer are migrants coming into New York City, therefore they don't need this shelter. Inside this shelter, 155,000 illegal immigrants were put up in this shelter from 150 different countries. Every night we paid over $200 to house people inside this hotel for around 3.5 years. You add that up, that is a lot of money that we've spent funding these illegal immigrants who came into America illegally. If we, as a normal citizen, wanted to walk through those doors while migrants were living in here, we were told we could not come in here. Here, nurses worked 12-hour shifts, long hours. There were lawyers here to protect the people that wanted to claim asylum or perhaps wanted to get a job here inside New York City. They had their own lawyers, their own interpreters, their own caseworkers, even their own nurses, because many people came into America pregnant. Many people came into America with diabetes, cancer, AIDS, all sorts of illnesses. People came here, wanted to get help, and they got free help that we paid for. Also, there was a major processing center here inside this Roosevelt Hotel just down there, where National Guard have been on the scene for the past 3.5 years, checking migrants in as they came in. Also, a scary thing about this hotel is the Trinidad gang members lived inside this hotel, rolled these corners, and we allowed it to happen. It was actually kept as a secret. Not too many people talked about this shelter, but this shelter has housed over 155,000 illegal immigrants over the past 3.5 years, and it is officially closed. That is what we voted for.
Right on, we sure did. So that is quite a bit of money. And then not only the money, but the danger that that was there. The Trinidad Agua gang, plus it was a baby mill. A lot of pregnant women came there on purpose to have an anchor baby. Okay, they said it was like 3 to 4 kids being born per week at this hotel. It was a mess. It was a complete mess. I'm glad Eric Adams tried to really get that ended. He didn't just go with the program, because that was a mess. Now, speaking of migrant hotels, this is going to be over in UK. This is a migrant hotel in UK. Let's see what they eat every day, shall we? Let me throw it on the screen, and here we go. Now, I'll tell you what, you got fresh fruit, you got all kind of stuff. Already, it looks better than your regular continental breakfast at the hotel. It looks much better than that. They're feeding them pretty good food. Look at this. What was that? Is that deviled eggs? Hold on. They got all kind of stuff. Yeah. Eggs. Look, man. Nice, hearty, nutritious, fresh meals. Again, they're over in UK.
A lot of food waste, boys. A lot of food waste. A lot of food waste. Thank you. Welcome.
Got coffee, whatever you want. It's all good. No problem. So there we go. That's over in UK. The migrant hotel over there. You see what they're cooking. You see what kind of food they got. Got some rice. Okay, let's get some fried chicken. Is that what it is right there? A little bit of everything.
Fish, rice, pasta for the veg. Keep it simple, boys. Fish and rice. Oh, lentil soup. Fucking love a soup. Don't know what the bowls are though.
Hold on. So we got rice. That's fish and pasta.
Fish, rice, pasta for the veg. Keep it simple, boys. Fish and rice. Oh, lentil soup. Fucking love a soup. Don't know what the bowls are though. Few tomatoes. Again, thank you. Thank you, UK government, for this. Very kind, very kind. Thank you, everybody.
There we go. So again, over in UK, that's a migrant hotel. All kind of fresh food, fried food, cooked food, whatever you want. Coffee, nice, fresh fruit, vegetables. It's all good. A lot of waste. Yeah, it's fine. Because, listen, the migrants are the priority for a lot of these nations. They feel like that's going to be their future. Well, we're going to see how long that lasts. We'll see how long that lasts. It lasts for now until they really just get their roots set in, and then it's going to be all over with. So, yeah. Now, speaking about food for illegal aliens, what they want to do with the shutdown is give illegal aliens health care. And that's why they shut it down, because we don't want to do that on the right, and they want to do it on the left. That's the holdup. So if you're wondering why the government is still shut down, it's because the Democrats want to give illegal aliens health care. You got to have 60 votes in the Senate to pass the spending bill, and we don't have 60 senators in the GOP that are in Congress right now. So we got to have the Democrats to be on board with it. And the reason, again, why they're not on board is because they want to give illegal aliens health care. They can say it till they blue in their face that they don't want to do, but they do. That's the reality. But let's watch some of this.
Donald.
This is an older clip, well, from earlier this month, right around the shutdown time, with Hakeem Jeffries and Jake Tapper on CNN.
Trump blessed it as well.
So let me ask you about a provision that the Republicans are talking about quite a bit. I know you want to talk about, and Democrats want to talk about, extending the Obamacare subsidies, which expire at the end of 2025. But they talk about the provisions, and it's right here, subtitle E, and this has to do with the repeal of healthcare subtitle changes, and specifically what it is. How they characterize it is, you want to give health insurance to undocumented immigrants. I understand that's not really an accurate depiction, but what it does do is...
It's a lie.
It's a lie, but what you support does bring back funding for emergency Medicaid to hospitals, some of which does pay for undocumented immigrants and people who don't have health insurance. And also there is this provision, and it's not about undocumented immigrants, it's about people with asylum seekers and people with temporary protected status, et cetera, but about their ability to get Medicaid. So they're non-citizens, they're not undocumented, they're not illegal. Why even...
Too much of the, trying to... It's too much trying to use these funny words to hide the obvious. Why make things so obtuse? Why make things so complicated? Just say what you got to say and be direct. Say it with your chest. If you want to fund illegal aliens, just say that. Because you're saying it in a roundabout way. That's the reality. Okay, that is the reality. Okay, hold on. We got a little bit of breaking news, but not really. It ain't nothing big. So... This is really strange. It's not really strange, but it's kind of strange. Okay, look. Andrew Cuomo votes for Knicks opener minutes after New York City mayoral debate, and 6 next to Eric Adams. Okay, and there they are. Cheese, smile. I mean, is there a reason why they're doing that? Just for, hey, it's all good, ain't no problems. We're trying to come together to beat Mom Donnie. Like, what's going on? I think maybe Eric Adams is just trying to be cordial with everybody and again, to show that they don't want Mom Donnie. What do y'all think about Eric Adams and Cuomo hanging out buddy at the Knicks game? Y'all let me know. Thumbs down. Yeah, I was kind of like, okay, so he supports Cuomo. Okay, I get it. So he's endorsing Cuomo. Is that what's going on? Okay, but yeah, that's happening right now. So a little bit of breaking news right there. All right, but yeah, I think that it's over with though. I think that Mom Donnie's going to be the guy. I think Mom Donnie's going to be the guy. It's already over with, and that's pretty much that on that. Okay, that is that on that. Now, the mayor of Chicago, speaking about mayors, the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, who I call Mayor Mohawk, wants to tax social media companies. Now, how's that going to work? And my question is, what are you going to spend the money on? Are you going to spend that money on what you lost from paying for the migrants? I'm just kind of understand what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out. Well, let's watch. All right, hold on. Tax and spend. It doesn't really work, does it, Mr. Mayor Johnson?
Just like we tax other addictive vices that are bad for our health, like nicotine and tobacco, it is far past time we treat social media companies the same way.
Under his proposal, social media companies would pay 50 cents for every active user each month. The first 100,000 users are exempt. The Johnson administration says it would raise $31 million, money they would use to fund expanded crisis response and city-run mental health clinics. It's a tax no other U.S. city has implemented.
You've admitted that we would be the first in the nation to do this. How confident are we of the city's legal standing to levy that tax?
Before we answer that question, if I was any social media company, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, if I'm any company that may face a tax, I will just block my service in your area. And if people still are on it with a VPN or whatever, that's not my fault. And you can't tax me because that person is technically not in your area while being an active user. Because they got a VPN, they are dialing in from Singapore somewhere or from a different U.S. city. They're not calling from Chicago.
Exactly feels confident that we're able to implement this. Let me not assume anything.
The Department of Law. The city's budget director facing questions about the legality of the tax during a city council hearing Tuesday.
In our discussions with the Department of Law, they feel that we have a strong case that through our amusement tax, this is a tax that the city can levy on social media companies.
But other legal experts see it differently.
And on its face, frankly, it's unconstitutional.
Amy Boss is vice president of government affairs at the trade association NetChoice, whose members include social media companies like Meta and Snap. She says a 1983 Supreme Court decision backs her up.
The court ruled that you cannot single out media for special tax treatment. And this is what Chicago is doing here, right? The city can tax businesses broadly, but the moment they pick out specific media companies, it becomes constitutionally suspect. They're going to have to find this money from somewhere else because it simply won't survive the inevitable legal challenge.
Just like
exactly. And them lawyers they got for the big companies, social media companies, hey, it's just like the lawyers for who's the shooter? Alec Baldwin, the lawyers for him. Them lawyers come in there and speaking Latin. they come in there speaking Mandarin Chinese. You don't know what's going on. They're gonna bring up some laws, they're gonna bring up some words and totally just destroy you. It wouldn't take that long. It wouldn't take long at all. Them lawyers are gonna be next level. Mayor Mohawk has no chance. Who are you going to get on the case? Kim Fox? One of these people? Come on, man. Be serious. You have no chance of even trying to challenge it in court. So you just talking, really. Or we going to tax Twitter. Okay, well, go to court and see what's going to happen. Them lawyers going to come and just eat you alive the first day. Very first day. And you're going to spend money from the taxpayer to try and fight it and waste that money too. If you want to help the constituents, you could start by not spending frivolous monies, excuse me, on things that, on unwinnable cases. It just makes no sense. Okay. Now, here's what I want to show about the whole situation with Section 8. Because people, and it kind of goes back to the whole thing about the government benefits, the government assistance. When people rely on that, they have no incentive to really do anything other than just take the money and just keep eating. Saw the one guy who was like 1,000 pounds in his bed, had to get the cherry picker to get him out of his house because he was just so fat he couldn't move. They attached cherry picker to his bed. I don't know how they got the bed out without breaking. Maybe they reinforced that, but they got him out of his house that way because he's just sitting there with government monies, feet in this trough, okay, and he's able to get to be 1,000 pounds in the bed. And that same person will have a Section 8 property where they're paying $50 a month for rent. There's no incentive to work. There's no incentive to do anything other than just sit there. And of course, when you get a Section 8 property back from a tenant like that, it's going to be ramshackle because they don't care. There's no, and it also goes back to the whole thing about the ballroom. People say, why would you improve the White House if you're not going to be there after it's done? The whole concept of maintenance, of upgrading, escapes these people, which is why they often live in places that are ramshackle and run down because they don't think about updating, maintaining, renovating. All they want to do is just take and run stuff down to the ground. They're like locusts. They're like an invasive species that don't add to the ecosystem. All they do is just destroy. I'm getting triggered, but let's watch my man talk about Section 8 properties and how they become ramshackle often by bad tenants.
Okay, this one is the problem with Section 8. Anybody that watches my videos knows I'm a huge fan of Section 8 property and Section 8 investing. However, I've got to share with you some of the problems that we face with Section 8. All right, problem number one is there's no appreciation, that they will destroy a house and feel no remorse moving on to the next one. Number two, there's this level of entitlement that they are owed this, that they're owed a free house and free vouchers and food stamps and whatever else. They all seem to have pets. Why, if you can't afford rent, can you afford a dog? Number four problem is they are entitled to free legal advice through legal aid that your and my tax dollars pay for to defend them when they destroy a house like this and fight eviction court. And worse, the tragedy of this whole thing and the worst part is there is no accountability because she kept her voucher even after destroying my place, fighting the eviction court for 5 months, and she's just going to move on with a voucher with no accountability to the next landlord. It's a crime.
That's how they be. That's how they are. A lot of these low income places, Section 8 places, they do stuff like that. They don't care because they feel entitled. Okay, government, give me this, give me that. Since I'm entitled, I'm not going to take care of it because that's not my responsibility. I'm going to just leave it ramshackle and let the government take care of it. Let the landlord fix it. Let the government fix it. Let somebody else do it. It's not my responsibility. I'm not responsible for maintenance, for upgrading, for keeping it cleanly. I do nothing. I just sit here, get fat, use everything up. And on top of that, I don't even pay the $20 a month for rent. I'm going to go to court and fight it because I get free legal aid. I'm going to take advantage of everything I get for free. When you remove all these free things, all the entitlements that force people into action, that forces them to do something, whether it be to sit on the ground and try to collect change or go out there and get a job and get some education and do something with their life. But anyway, if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay. And I'm out of time. I was going to get to the whole thing about the Atlanta airport situation, but it kind of ties into what I was saying earlier about mental health. So this guy right here, I'm going to show him, but I ain't going to play the audio. This guy right here, I think he's 49 years old from Cartersville, Georgia. He was having a mental episode. And he was streaming online and he says, okay, I'm going to go to Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta, the busiest in the world, and quote unquote, shoot it up. He pulls up to the Delta terminal, which is like right there, South Terminal. He pulls up right there in his vehicle. Had a haystack in the back because he works at a hay farm. He had his weapon in the car. It's like an AR pistol with like most of the round in there, 30 round. Most of that was in there. It was like 27 rounds. He's inside right at the front place where I've been a million times, probably scoping it out. The police apprehend him right here because they got the tip that he had come down there to shoot it up. So they get him on the ground. They recovered the weapon. You see the haystack right there. They recovered the weapon and a magazine that had most of the rounds in there, 27 rounds. And they're able to arrest him before he does anything. Before any kind of issues happen, they get him arrested. And you know what I'm seeing quite a bit of lately are these double handcuffs. Y'all so fat you can't even put the handcuffs on you. That's crazy. But anyway, there go the vehicle right there in front of the terminal. You see? Right there. I've been right there 1,000 times. 1,000 times. So I'm glad that they were able to get him. I'm glad that his family called in and said, hey, get this guy. He's coming to the airport. And again, they're trying to say he was a MAGA because he had a Trump meme on his Facebook page. But ultimately, the guy was mentally ill. They said he took medication already. And if he doesn't take medication, he hears voices and he sees things. That's called schizophrenia, probably bipolar schizophrenia. So all these shooters have one thing in common: mental illness. That is the issue there. The haystack killer, you guys are crazy. Did he shoot 3 practice rounds? I don't know where he would have done it. Not at the airport, but he could have done that like at his job or somewhere else. Or he could have just had the gun and never really shot it. And then he just one night went out to shoot something right quick, to test it out right quick. Maybe just shooting in the air or shooting some cans or shooting in the dirt. Who knows? That's a good question, though. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, I got one more. Then I'm going to get to the calls. I got one more. Then I'm going to get to the calls. And the number to call is 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. All right. If you want to steal from Walmart, aka Wally World, because your stamps are late, because you think your stamps might be late, not so fast, because some employees have integrity and they will call the police on you immediately. Okay. They will call the popos on you ASAPidly.
Let me tell you something. If you think that you better come up in here and steal from the Wally World because you ain't getting no food stamps, I'm gonna call the police on you. I'm gonna call. They're on speed dial. I'm gonna call them expeditiously. I don't care. I don't. Let me.
You know what? I feel her 100% because she works for a living. She doesn't take anything. So if you want to come in there messing her job up, messing her situation up, maybe like contributing to her store closing because you're stealing. Nah, hey, she on the phone. Like, yeah, this dude in here is stealing. He has a red Ford Bronco and he has on some gray cowboy boots. Come get him, please. Come get this dude right now. Yeah, he black and his wife is like real big. Yo, come get them right now. Don't nobody got no time for the nonsense. So yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to all the good employees out there, all the good humans out there who, when they see something, they say something rather than just letting shoplifting happen, rather than letting crime happen. Nah, hey, I'm on the phone. Yo, come get him right now. Yeah, he ain't left yet. He's still in the parking lot trying to get his stuff loaded up because he you know, come get him. Right on. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And let's get to some super chats. Then we're going to get to the calls. The number to call again, 706-406-3287. Thank you to Miss Croti Shetty. No, I Twitter it up for becoming the ABL supporter. I appreciate you. Thank you to Kelly, who says nails and wig. I read that one. But Miss Kelly says nails and wig and weave them ridiculous eyelashes. I read that one. Thank you to Mr. Congeniality, who says, hey, ABL, my girls. I read that one as well. But again, shout out to you, boss, and your girlfriend for her birthday. Thanks to Mauricio91, who says the blatant gaslighting is why more and more people are going to real church, not their Satan equity church of Mother Earth. Right on. Thank you to Mauricio, who says this idea that parties ever switched or never switched is the greatest. Let me read it over again. The idea that the parties ever switched is the greatest gaslighting in history to me, typical of communists and rewrite history. Mauricio also says everyone shouldn't be allowed to vote. Sue me. And thank you to Devin for becoming a member or for being a member and saying freedom is the ability to choose what you ought. Well, shout out to you and shout out to all you guys for the super chats and whatnot. Let's get to some calls. 706-406-3287 is number to call. And the lines are open right now. But yeah, Wildly World, I don't even really go to, I try to avoid Wildly World certain times in the month. The first, the little EBT card refresh period, I'm good. Don't worry about it. All right. Who am I speaking to you online?
Hey, ABL, it's James in Tokyo. Hey, man, how you doing?
Hey, man, what's going on? You find a way to call in?
Well, I'm just going to have to call in on my phone. It's probably going to cost me $400, but, we'll do what we got to do.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Ben.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man, you got to get WhatsApp or something on there, man.
we going to try, man.
Anyway. Say again?
I said we going to try to do something, man, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to call and see what wasn't on fire in the States. Seems like everything's going nuts. People are going crazy over Trump's ballroom and everything else, even though, Obama tore more down to build his basketball court. This is crazy.
Exactly.
What gives you the right to tear that down? Well, I live in it. I don't understand.
He has certain rights by being the president. Okay, you have the executive branch. You have rights to do certain things. He will only need to get approval if he got taxpayer money, which he didn't. So I think it's a great thing he was able to do that off the taxpayer's dime.
The man's not taking a salary, and he didn't the first time around either. So, Obama built a basketball court. I think somebody before that built a pool and then a bowling alley. I think that was Clinton. And that's all personal use. A ballroom is like you're going to be hosting, international diplomats. The one is not equal to the other. This is a much better purpose. But whatever.
Right on.
Atomic just asked me, how do I like the new government? I love it. This lady's great. Takeichi Sanae, she's fantastic. She's came out with a declaration yesterday that she's going to make deporting all the illegals top priority. As a matter of fact, I think Trump is going to be coming over here next week, and I am really looking forward to that. I'd like to be able to meet him, but I don't know if you guys know this or not, and I won't say any names, but I will say that Candace Owens' family, I'll just say that, is over here in Japan, and they're very good friends of mine. So I'm wondering if one of these days, I don't know, I don't want to exploit links or people, but maybe that's an in. Kind of doubt it, especially at this point. Anyway.
Right on.
El Hombre Negro says, really, Trump took no pay? Yeah, didn't he? He did his job without taking a salary, didn't he? Isn't that correct?
Yeah, that guy has been in the chat the entire time trolling for the whole 3 hours. It's dedication. Oh, really? Yeah, it's pure dedication. So shout out to him.
Okay, well, yeah, dedication's good, I guess. Dedication's good. Hey, I wanted to hit this with the. I know you already shared your thoughts on these shooters and stuff, but I get a lot of comments over here about Americans owning guns and there it being so much trouble. You can actually own a gun here in Japan as well. You have to go hunting with it, and you have to pass like crazy tests. But I don't understand people not understanding the reason why you have guns in the first place, and to keep tyranny at bay, not to go pew-pewing. I don't understand that. But besides that, the conversation that I have with a lot of Japanese folks is essentially, when you have guns in society, there's going to be more crime. Hey, we don't have any crime over here. Yeah, that's not the thing. Like, people will kill, like Japanese people kill in very sadistic ways. They just don't put it on the news. But we also hold things and people in high priority over here. And I wanted your thoughts on, I know you share this quite often, but why you think other countries do not like Americans having guns.
Well, I think that they just don't really understand our culture over here. It's a different kind of culture. They don't really get it. They don't understand that the guns are what make us a free place and what keeps us a free place. See, over there, the government can do whatever they want to them at any time because they don't have a way to defend themselves. But they can't do that over here.
They can. They just, government will, you have freedom of speech, but it only applies to certain people. Like, if somebody's sitting outside screaming about how they love the emperor, you can't go up and say something against them. Well, I thought freedom of speech is supposed to work both ways. Yeah, they don't do it. They'll arrest you for saying something against somebody.
Right,
it's
of
wild.
Course. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, listen, man. It's good seeing you. Good to be able to call in. Miss you guys. Sorry I haven't been able to join recently, but get something hooked up, dude.
Hey, man, we'll see what we could do, man. Thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Be blessed. See you.
All right, now. All right, shout out to my man. He's over there in Japan, so that's why he's able to talk about what's happening with the government and whatnot. But yeah, the culture is different. Japanese culture is much different than American culture. And the cornerstone of our culture is our ability to have weapons. It's something that has been needed, and we still need it. And it's not going to be a time where we don't need it, in my humble opinion. Let's go. 859, you'll know how I'm speaking to.
Hey, ABL, how's it going? I don't know if my super chat went through, but yeah, the left has lost their mind because I left the super chat last time I argued with a liberal about taxes of like legalizing drugs, prostitution, and gambling. They call me a racist, and I'm like, okay, there has that correlation between race if I just want lower taxes and more lenient on like sin. I just don't get it. It makes no sense. They always correlate to race. And it doesn't make any sense. It's like, I never said anything racist, but we're talking about taxes. I think the left has lost their mind, because I remember back in the 90s when I was younger, they weren't so racially charged like this. Is it because since Trump was in office, or you think it's the mainstream media kind of spinning BS, or is it a combination of several?
Well, the issue is they don't want Trump in there, because Trump is not part of the people that always run the show. He's like a different person. They want their guy in there. And since they can't have him, they want to try to get Trump out of the way.
No, any way possible. I mean, these corporations, these big bank, CNN, mainstream media or organizations are not paying their paycheck. Of course they're going to go against them and make every crazy, outlandish accusation with the lawsuits and stuff like that. I just think, I don't know, I don't really focus on the media when they jump on conspiracy theories like how Fox News said Obama was a Muslim. It just takes common sense. No, Trump is not Hitler. And have you heard recently about, was it Stephen King said something really, really dumb and couldn't back it up?
What did he say?
He was making, Stephen King, yeah, he made a quote on, I think on Twitter, saying about Charlie Kirk saying that he supported stoning gays. Like, Stephen King made a rumor up that is not true. And a lot of people was dogging him on Twitter, which very much so, because I never heard Charlie Kirk ever says anything homophobic or anything remotely like that. We might have a disagreement on gay marriage, but that is about as far as it goes. Stephen King making these lies and rumors up, and they wonder why, scratching their head. They wonder why Trump's in office. I'm not exactly a fan of the food stamps taken away, but the guy screaming that Trump is Hitler, wearing a dress with rainbow colors and saying he's an imaginary gender. Yeah, I wonder why Trump won office. The people who look mentally insane are anti-Trump. Like, come on. Come on. It's like you get my point that they're making themselves look bad.
Now, hold on. As far as the food stamp thing, that ain't Trump. That's the Democrats shutting the government down because they want the health care for illegal aliens.
Well, there's a little bit of, I would say there's a little bit of back and forth, and it's not just the Democrats, Republicans. It's individual people in Congress have individual goals and reasons, and there's a lot more into it because there's some of them that I've heard a mixed bag of different things. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, Luciferian, Libertarian. I got a phone call right now. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much, ABL, for taking my phone call.
All right, now.
I appreciate it.
All right, shout out man for the call. Appreciate him. Let's go to 623 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Bill, it's Steve. I got kind of a question for you. What do you think? Well, I'll just ask it at the end. But with everything going on with the EBT and stuff, and black people posting that they're gonna steal from Walmart and stuff like that, I'm listening to like different people like Myron from the Fresh and Fit and like Nick Fuentes and stuff. And I actually commented on your Instagram too, like the way that these guys talk kind of, brings down, especially now that there's these texts and stuff coming out from Republicans and whatnot. I'm kind of like, being out there in the public like that, people need to not, hurt the overall party. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, with this whole EBT thing and stuff and the black fatigue, I'm kind of like, I refrain from saying black fatigue, like in my personal life. I'm kind of like, I'm tired of like thug people because I'm in Arizona. So I work with a lot of like ex-cons from COVID who are like white dudes or Mexican guys that got out and now they're trying to work and stuff. And I'm like, I don't like those guys either. They leave their jobs eventually too and end up doing some stuff I don't know about. But I'm just like, it's not only black people. But then I see the EBT stuff or, the Cam Higby college thing. And I'm like, there's just this overall like, I don't want to say hate, but it's a growing hate, you know what I mean? And it's gonna like get out of hand. And I just think it's time for the black community to kind of take an inward look. Because I imagine, you could say the white community had to do it during like slave times. There were some white people who had to like do something, you know what I mean? But then when I think of black people, I think of you, the Hodge twins, Candace Owens, people that I work with. You know what I mean? When I go out and I see like a lot of the CVS, little thieves and stuff, they're like homeless people. It's not really like a lot of black people from where I'm from, but the EBT thing and everything, I'm like, there's something wrong, not wrong, but in the community, there's something that needs to change. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, and thanks for giving me the mic for a little bit. Have a good one, Bill.
What's your actual question though?
What do you think about calling it like black fatigue? Sorry about that. Like, or is it like just overall like nonsense with crime, or do you really think it's like the black community, black fatigue as they're calling it?
Okay, I'm gonna answer that, man. Thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, so to answer his question, the whole black fatigue thing, like a lot of this stuff is just for social media attention to get clicks because it's popular, because you can make it go trending. Black fatigue and all this and that, it was like a trend, and people just ran with it because it was getting clicks. That's all that it is. And it's a way to just, like with me, I don't focus on the whole race thing with the food stamp situation. My biggest video, I got a lot of videos about food stamps and people talking about it. The biggest one I did was a white dude talking about he had all these kids and he wasn't going to work. They had like 2 million views on YouTube by itself and a bunch of more on Facebook. Like that was my biggest one. It didn't matter that he was white. It was just a matter of this is what he's saying is a crazy thing to say, to admit you're getting all that money. And then the video was crazy because he was saying that in front of a big dually truck. Talking about somebody ain't wanting to work. It's like, sir, if you don't want to work, why is there a work truck at your house? Like, what are we talking about exactly? It was crazy, but that was my biggest one. But those guys just trying to become popular, just trying to be social media influencers. So they see the whole black fatigue thing as a way to make that happen. And then other guys who were trying to be influencers as well, they hop on the trend, and then the trend is over with, and then it goes away. But if there's damage done, the damage has been done. I don't really follow trends like that. I just see things, I see things and I talk about it. News stories happen and I talk about it. But I'm not a trend chaser. I'm more the trend setter. And I've been like that. So to answer the question, I'm not a fan of that whole thing because I don't like following trends. And as far as that whole thing with the GOP chat that leaked, I look at Nick Fuentes and Myron and these guys like they're kids, like they're little kids. You know, like I got a nephew that's like right around their age. I look at him like, you know, a young guy trying to figure it out. So the whole thing with the group chat, I see them like that. And then when you saw the people that were at the, hold on, let me see if I can find a picture of these guys. When you see the guys, they look like they're about 15 years old, but they're like in their 20s. They're like children to me. Okay, so that's kind of what I see. I don't see them as guys that I would look up to. I don't see them as guys that I would want to put on any kind of high pedestal. I see them as guys that are still trying to figure it out and have not quite achieved that goal. Let me see if I can put it up a little bit better. Okay, here we go. So here's some of the guys, and these guys are like in their 20s. Look at these physiques. Okay, look at what's going on here. So if I see a guy looking like this, talking about N-word, yeah, look at his face. Come on. Maybe one day he could grow out of that and become a good leader. But right now he's like an edgelord. It's like if you playing Xbox and you got a 12-year-old white dude talking about N-word, it's not even nothing. It's kind of funny a little bit because it's like this guy, hey man, I'm gonna tell your mama on you. I'm gonna call, hey, where's your dad? Nowhere. That's why that's kind of the energy that they give. So I don't look to children to be the face of any kind of political movement. And this is part of the reason why you got so many old people in government is because the young folks are kind of dumb still. Some of them, but not all, but some. 3 or 5 people in the line I'm speaking to.
Hey, ABL, Troy from upstate New York. How you doing?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Not much. I haven't talked to you in a while. You probably don't remember me, but I actually let me read a poem on your show one time. But
okay.
Anyway, I just started a YouTube channel. And it's called Pat Brady 007, and I just made a video, like a short, with a poem that I put behind it. If you would play that, I don't know if you can even do something like that. I promise you, it's nothing. There's no cursing in it or nothing like that. It's just a poem I wrote that I put behind the video.
Okay, I can't do that right now on the air because I've not seen it, so I don't know what you're going to say. And I trust you, but I can't do that right now on air.
Yeah, you trust me like I trust everybody. I mean, I get it. But yeah, if you could, it's Pat Brady 007. Check it out. But yeah, how you been, man?
Everything's been good, man. Can't complain.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing what you're doing, just doing some things on TikTok, and it's crazy how people attack you. If you say anything good about Trump, you're automatically a racist and blah blah. Crazy. So now I know what you're going through.
Oh yeah, I mean that's just the name of the game. I'm not even mad at it, man. That's just it's come with it.
I actually, one of my comments got blocked on, I believe it was X. Somebody, I think you said something like somebody called you a coon or something. You said, "I'm not a coon, you're a retard." Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I put on there, you wouldn't say that to I said, put something like, funny how when you're behind a computer screen, you're 10 feet tall, but you wouldn't say that to his face. And my comment got banned from TikTok.
Of course, because TikTok is
No,
weird.
no,
I
not
don't.
TikTok. Not TikTok X, I mean, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I'm not surprised.
I was like, I didn't even say nothing. Like, what did I say that was so wrong? But yeah. So yeah, man, I know what you're going through, buddy, and I just want to say that I get a lot of inspiration from you. So keep doing what you're doing. There's a lot of people out there that depend on you, my man.
Right on, man. Well, thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, look that up. Pat Brady 007.
I got you, boss. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, shout out to the caller. But yeah, I mean, social media, people are so weird, man. I don't even really, it's like whatever. You know, people that get anonymous, if you anonymous, cat picture, it's like, you could be anybody. You could be anybody. You could be the 500-pound dude that was in his bed. It's like Trump said. When Trump said that, like, I don't know when he said that. Like the hacker, remember they said about the hacker? It could be a 400-pound guy in his bed. That was so accurate. That was so accurate because that's what it be. People that call you fascist online be grown men wearing diapers on just unironically for no reason. I'm trying to find that Trump 400-pound clip right quick. If I could. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Oh, here you go. Okay, then the music for no reason.
Also be lots of other people. It also could be somebody sitting on their bed that. I mean, it could be Russia, but it could also be China. It could also be lots of other people. It also could be somebody sitting on their bed that weighs 400 pounds. Okay.
Exactly. That's the guy that you're fighting with on the internet. The 400-pound guy in their bed. 818, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, hi, ABL, Power Ranger X.
All righty, what's going on?
Hey, Wolverine. I just want to say, look, my man, Triple H, in the mega presidency. That was amazing.
Right on.
So different. I'm just so excited to see Triple H with MAGA. I'm so excited. Are you not as excited as me? But I am. But the game. I never had interest in the game, but bro, I gotta tell you, Triple H, man. Triple H. World of Wrestling. I want him to do a couple of things. Like, I want him to be God of War cosplay, and I also wanted him to do something else. But goddamn, Triple H. That's it.
All right, man. Well, thank you for your call. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye.
My man cannot help but cuss. He threw that GD out there. I was like, okay, you kind of teetering. He ain't throw no F-bomb this time, so he's doing better. Shout out to my man for the call. I appreciate him. Say he watched big time wrestling. Nah, Triple H. Hey, Triple H was the guy for a long time. So shout out Triple H. Unknown caller, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, this is Robert.
All righty, what's going on?
Nothing much. I just got out of class. So I don't really know what you guys talked about. But I think it's rich that Harry Sisson is mad that Trump trolled him.
Yeah, I saw that with that video with the doo-doo from the airplane or whatever, the AI video.
Yeah. So I guess he's trying to he's got his lawyer telling him to cease and desist. So it's like, should Trump sue him for all the stupid stuff that he says?
Nah, ain't gonna be no sense in going to court with a guy like that. Like, that ain't gonna go nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that it's crazy that, you know, even with like the whole, I heard y'all kind of talking about the SNAP and the EBT and all that stuff. It's like all these, you know, black women and high calorie women are talking about they're gonna go and and rob, different stores. It's like I said a comment on one of these sites. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait for them to get arrested. And when they get separated from them kids, what are they gonna be saying then?
Hey, that's a good question.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you go, man. I know I had a long night and you had a long night.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right.
All right, shout out to the caller. But yeah, Harry Sis and all these guys, they don't really got nothing going on. Who wants to pick it to? Caller? Okay, it might have been a mistake. He might have been butt dialing. But shout out to my man for the call. And shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. Robert Bray says, no EBT in November. We don't know that quite yet. We still got some more days before November hits. If the Democrats cannot get the government back open, then EBT might be in jeopardy. Maybe. We'll see. Because they also said Social Security wasn't going to go out, but yet it still has gone out despite the government shutdown. So we'll see what happens come November. We shall see. But shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. That'll be a wrap for the calls for tonight. If you cannot get on tonight, don't blame me. Blame the white man. It's not my fault. But I'll be back live taking calls on Saturday. Same bat time, same bat place, 8 p.m. Eastern time to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I got super chats on deck, I believe. I'll read those in a minute. Then I'm wrapping on up, put the bow on top. But shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. You know I couldn't do it without you. Whether you're watching, retweeting, super chatting, you guys are very important to the show. And thank you to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. I appreciate y'all for that as well. All righty. Thank you to, hold on, I got to sneeze. I got to sneeze right quick and get straight to it. Thank you to Devin for being a supporter and saying freedom is the ability to choose what you ought. Thank you to Marta Allen, who says you can't reason with Cray Cray. Peace and love, ABL. Right on. Thank you to Bruce Rice. Big boy donation. Okay, shout out to you, Bruce, who says, thank you, ABL. Great show. Love from Iowa. MAGA. Shout out to Iowa. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you to Observer, who says, solve all problems. Repeal the 19th Amendment. Thank you to Lothair, who says Stephen King has failed his own career because of his comments about what he said about Charlie Kirk. Step aside. A new writer's coming around. Me. Okay, you're going to be the new Stephen King? All right. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, get a novel written. Let's get it out there to the public. Right on. And thank you to Tony Hay Munkits for purchasing 5 ABL memberships. I appreciate you for that, boss. Thank you guys for being here. Again, I'll be back live on Saturday, but I'm here every day putting up pre-recorded content on the YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter sometimes as well, TikTok on the Blue Moon. Catch me on all my platforms. And you're also listening to an audio streaming podcast. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platforms, whether it be Google Play, Spotify, Apple iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or visit your audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. Okay. I think that is a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out and peace.